Hello, all you beautiful people in the Orphan Gang. It is another wonderful day of D&D, back with another episode of the Sundays Whispers from the Abyss. We are joined with our lovely group, sadly only three this time, down a member, and we have a new member who will be joining us next week. Sadly, you haven't got to meet them yet, but you'll meet them next week. We are also down them as well. They were supposed to join us this week. They will, however, join us next week. As always, we have our wonderful and lovely Gadok.
Yep. Hi.
Vadagar, the Stone Sorcerer.
Hello.
Atlin, the Blood Moon Cleric.
Hello.
And the only reason I didn't do Gadok is because Gadok, what circle druid are you? I always forget. You're Moon, right? Or are you not?
No, wildfire.
Wildfire, right? Yes, wild and Wildfire Druid Gadok. Sorry. And we are going to be continuing with another day. We will not be doing the main story, of course, with as many people down, two people being down. We don't want to go on to anything like that, but rather we're going to be doing some side stuff, some RP, maybe do some stuff around town. I think there is a combat in mind that the group would be wanting to do that would also be able to be handled with just the three of them. Maybe some allies they bring along. But rather than me straight saying what the quests are and everything like normal, what do you guys just want to do today? What is, since today is more of just a, like whatever is just side stuff. What do you guys want to do?
Does anyone have anything in mind that they want to do for their downtime and whatnot?
Yeah, so I had mentioned wanting to make the bless spell when I cast it on players when they're within my sphere of influence or whatever in some fashion. I thought of potentially having it affect the creatures that you summon as well, or your mounts or hirelings and things like that, to kind of spread the love, or potentially making it not a concentration spell.
Okay.
Like when you're within I can cast it, and then it takes effect of my influence. So if you're within my sphere, you have you're essentially under a bless spell.
Okay.
And I thought maybe if you wanted, um, because I kind of need something to train on, and Gata can throw out tons of creatures that I might ask for his help in figuring out how I can cast Bless on him and also have it affect the creatures under his control or work into my influence some sort of way.
Were you trying to get upgrade your circle or upgrade your bless?
I kind of want to fuse the two, so either way, really. I want my sphere to include, and I wouldn't do it all the time. I would essentially cast Bless like a spell, but instead
Here's
of
an
targeting a
idea.
player, targeting my sphere of influence.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Why
Morning!
don't way to
Sorry.
You're good. Vadagar, I think you cut out. I only heard a few words.
I thought he was trying to say something. We wanted us to be quiet.
No, I think that was a massive sneeze.
Oh. Yeah, it was. I thought. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like a way to cast bless on your circle,
Yes.
or to infuse the bless magic into your circle. You could probably do the same with Bane too, because Bane's another good one.
Yeah, so maybe I'm taking that avenue, learning how to cast my spells in such a way that it becomes part of my influence instead of an active concentration that I need to, target a player and pick, three or four. Instead, I can cast it as a almost Arab effect that moves with me.
You there, Laughter? Is he there? I don't know what happened to him.
Sorry, my dog just fucking tried to attack my cat. I had to handle that. Ugh.
That's what that noise was. It wasn't a sneeze. Okay. I thought you were just interrupting us because you had an idea and you wanted to say it real quick.
No. My cat and my dog just tried to kill each other. No.
So essentially, what we're brainstorming here is a way to cast spells like Bless or Bane, and instead of targeting players for a period of time, it is, infused in my area of influence from my circle for that time instead.
Okay.
So any creatures that enter my circle or end their turn in my circle or some sort of way, they would be under the effect of the bless spell for their attacks and saves.
And how would they only be under its effect if they remain in your circle, or do they get one turn outside of the circle before it goes away? How do you want to what do you want to do? What's the idea?
I mean, the idea was anybody within the circle, but if you'll allow it to, they could dip in and then leave the circle and have it affect them for another round or two, that'd be cool too. But at this point, I'm kind of giving you the idea and letting you write the rules. I want it to be fair, I don't want it to be
yeah,
overpowered.
having it for at least a turn too. That way, if you needed to leave the circle to attack someone, you would still have it for that round, and then you would need to get back into the circle on your next turn to maintain it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. If they move out, if they're still on their turn, it would be in effect until their turn ends.
Well, just even having it for that round, because we can't always just be all there's a lot of us. We can't all be huddled up in your circle all the time, because then we're one AOE attack, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I could definitely see that could be something you could work towards training with them. Either Tyrael himself you could train with to do something like that.
I like that.
You could train with, I would say, Priest Maxi, but you bitch slapped the fucking shit out of him, so I don't think
I wouldn't want to work with him.
Don't think he's training anytime soon with you.
What about Thaddeus? Thaddeus with his art that's probably the best option.
he's where I'm getting the power from. Like, it's his divine influence that I'm evoking.
Yeah, that probably makes a lot of sense. And now he's definitely more fond of you and cheered up a little bit.
Yeah, so let's put him to use. I would go to Tyrael and ask him to help me train and figure something out like that, or whatever portion of my downtime it takes.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say that's gonna use all 4 of your rolls to start doing that.
Could I set some things in motion before I concentrate on that?
Yeah, I have to roll your bar money for the week.
14,
14 of these with
You get into serious downtime, Atlan. I was wondering, do you have things around town to do, like people to talk to? Because both Gaddock and I need to go to Thaddeus.
144 is what you managed to sell this week.
Is what sold. Okay, yep. I definitely have enough for that, and I'll do some math and figure out how much more I want to make. Okay. In reference to your question, Vadagar, yeah, I do wanted. On my checklist were securing supply lines with the war camp canteen, as we promised when we were leaving there. And I'm hoping that'll be another pipeline of selling ale for us as a turn of profit.
Did really enjoy it.
So securing supply lines, regular supply lines or whatever, with, I guess, I have to hire somebody at the tavern to make trips out there with ales and foods and things.
I mean, you can always ask Thaddeus, because Thaddeus can create guards. I mean, you can always ask him to send out an envoy of guards, even though they're horribly fucking weak.
While you're at Thaddeus, do you want to see if he's willing to do that?
Well, I was gonna say, do we all want to do talk to certain people around town before we do our actual downtime stuff?
Oh yeah, if we can.
Vadagar, how far can you make tunnels again?
What do you mean?
You can make. Oh wait, no, was it not? Yeah, you can make. You're the one who's able to make tunnels, right? You're able to mold the earth underground and make tunnels.
I have the mold. I have the mold earth cantrip. I do believe that so can Gaddock, because there is a creature we can summon.
Yeah,
I can.
Well, I have my.
It's called the Brigand Rock, I believe.
I'm just trying to remember how you made Tumnus's tunnels.
I was helping with mold earth, and I think you gave me a little bit extra because of the fact that I have that. I'm a stone sorcerer, and I have the earth and fortress ability that I never really use ever. Because we always just come back here.
Because I was gonna say you guys could make an underground bootlegger's tunnel to the war camp.
Listen to this. Both me and Gaddock can use this ability, and we can summon 8 Brigand Rocks, and they have this ability called Tunneler. Using a pickaxe or similar tool, the Brigand Rock can burrow through solid rock at a speed of 5 feet, leaving 6-inch diameter tunnel in its wake. So we could just create, and then it has these other things like time lapse. Recharges after a short or long rest. The Brigand Rock accelerates the passage of time around itself, enabling it to accomplish up to 1 hour of work in a matter of seconds. This work can't affect any creature other than the Brigand Rock, or any object worn or carried by another creature. The activity must take place within a 10-foot cube. For example, Brigand Rock could use this action to rapidly carve a pumpkin, cook, eat dinner, move a pile of stones, tie a dozen knots of rope. So essentially, we can summon those, and then yeah, they can make the tunnel as well.
So yeah, you guys could build an underground bootleggers tunnel to the war camp to ensure safe travel.
It's an idea.
It's a possibility.
I think that would be using your downtime though, so that would be something when you have
Well,
the
I would,
available time.
yeah, I'm just saying that that is on the table. I mean,
Okay.
hell, I could, if you were really wanting to do that for a day, I could lend you my rings of spell storing, and then Gadok could just load them up with the conjure thing too, and it could be yours.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea either.
And then, but I mean, also Thaddeus, he can create guards, so he can make a guard escort for them, like 5 or 6 guards to help out, because we've cleared out most of the big bads around the town. That's the stuff that we're fighting now is pretty far away from Tristram.
That's why I was thinking it would probably just do an overland route, buy somebody with a
Yeah.
wagon and send them out with maybe a
Yeah,
guard or
and then
two.
yeah, a couple of Thaddeus's guards just to help protect it.
Okay.
And then I mean, if anyone's dumb enough to fucking fuck with that wagon, they got us to do. Put a.
Right.
I mean, it'll also give the DM an idea too if he wants, to have a different bullshit session. The wagon got attacked by that, and we have to go figure out what happened to it.
Yeah.
He's already thinking he's already scheming over there.
So yeah, I think at least
Well,
for
I was
now.
scheming with the tunnel idea. I was thinking of fucking making y'all fight like an underground worm or something. I was already
Yeah,
planning
no.
and scheming, you bastards.
I think more along the lines, at least for the immediate future, is hiring a wagon and a rider to make routine trips to the war camp and back.
All right, if you'd like to use
So,
one of
Well,
your,
let's say
use
we're
one of your
discussing
things.
this over breakfast, is because
Yes.
this is what you wanted. We're all saying, what do you want to do with the day? And like,
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're all sitting around the campfire. You're all talking about today.
yeah, so I need to speak with Thaddeus
Okay.
about the lady from there, and then I believe Gadok, you mentioned earlier that you wanted to speak with Thaddeus about the affliction of Kodag. Gadok.
Yeah.
So should we all go visit Master Thaddeus?
sounds good for a start.
Okay.
So we head our way down there.
You guys make your way to Thaddeus. I'm gonna grab all your tokens. Coda or Gadok, Thadagar, and Atlin. Put all you together, and then I can just grab you all at once.
But after they're peeled, dangling earrings are usually better for the first piercing.
Ah! Master Vadagar, Atlin, and Sir Gadok. How can I help you all today? Thaddeus says as you enter his shop, stroking his long gray beard, looking over to Elira, who's taking notes as she always does.
Good day, Elira, Master Thaddeus. I believe all of us have some questions for you. I believe the most pressing one might be Gadok's.
Ah, Sir Gadok, what is the problem? It seems severe.
My I guess you would call it. I guess you would say my clone. I guess. Yeah. Catdog. It was bitten by Tumnus.
He was bitten by a satyr. I do wait.
Who was a vampire?
Oh.
I've got him locked away in my dimension
Oh, that's not good.
to
That's
keep him
very
from.
bad. Well, that's good.
He hasn't fed in it. He hasn't fed on anybody yet.
That's
but-
that's good. That's very good. The keeping him in storage, good there, Gadok or Godak. And making sure he hasn't drinking any blood, also very good. He will be very ravenous though, because of that second one, which does make it a little bit harder, but at the same time easier. And he kind of strokes his beard. So I assume you would like to return him to his non-vampiric state, correct? Or are you trying to
Yes.
harness the abilities? It's a dangerous
No.
idea, but
No, I would rather just cure him.
I figured so. That's Sir Atlin, and Thaddeus turns over to Atlin. Has the church taught you how to cure the vampiric curse yet?
You muted, Atlan?
I believe I may have the power, but it is a new spell to me that I've just been granted, so it's worth a shot. Although I make no guarantee.
Oh, all right. Well, let's see if Atlan's current magic can do it. Just Thaddeus steps back. He says, "My magic is sadly not equipped for handling this specific kind of conundrum. This is where religious magic shines more than mine." And he says, "Atlan, please try away."
Sorry, just looking up the spell.
So if are we going to be releasing him from your dimension, or are we going in?
Well,
What do you believe would be best? Should we go to your training room, Thaddeus, or
Yes, if we're going to release him from the dimension rather than enter it, yeah, going to the training room would definitely be a good start.
do you have any ability to hold person just to limit the risks to us?
Oh, yes, I can keep him held in place, no problem.
Excellent. Then I mean, if you can do that, no problem. Then it's not a bad idea. Then maybe we don't need. I just figured with the way you said that he's going to be ravenous when released, puts us at risk. So if you can hold him in place, then that makes things much easier.
Yes, I can definitely hold him. So, what do you guys do?
So I'm just gonna move us around a little bit. I'm gonna stand in front of Atlin because he's the one casting the spell, so I want to make sure that he doesn't get interrupted while he's doing it. And then if Gadok wants to just stand back a bit and let him out right in front of us.
What spell are you casting, Atlin?
I'm gonna try Greater Restoration.
Greater Restoration. That's what I figured. All right, go ahead and describe how you do it. And Gadok, what are you guys doing? You guys going to the training grounds? Or you're just doing it here?
Master Thaddeus, if you're confident enough to be able to hold him, no problem, then we might as well do it here. I trusted you, so if you say you can do it.
Yes. All right. I'm ready when you are. And he looks to Godak. Release him from the dimension.
and I break out the chalk and draw up the door, and then yeah, I'd probably do it. No, I'll just put door here, but I'd probably
Just draw
want
it.
to make sure.
Just draw with the tool. Draw it for me.
Yep.
You hear whispers in the shop. What's going on over there? What are they doing?
Sorry, while they were having that conversation, I kind of proved rare, so I was going to see if I could talk to him, but the conversation wasn't long enough, so it doesn't matter. Well, I'd say while he's drawing the chalk, I mean, everyone, I don't know who you are, but you may want to stand back for this.
Oh, the heroes, they stand back.
But
Oh.
and feel free to watch if you want to show.
Oh.
Just make sure you steer clear. I was trying to stand. Is it a touch spell?
Yeah.
Do you want to just stand behind me while he summons it, and he holds it?
I figured as he's drawing the circle, I'm essentially readying the spell. As soon as I see him, I would be able to cast it. So
Right.
I don't think he's even going to realize what is happening until after I've already touched him with it. Then, as soon as that happens, I'll step back and you can step in front of me just in case it doesn't affect him.
Gotcha.
You
step back.
Vadagar, you say that to the group of strangers, and two of them are like, "Oh, we should get back." And the third one, however, hops up onto the one of the tables next to you all that's empty, and he begins to play his glar, Heroes of Tristram, just begins to drum it, like begins to go crazy. And as Gadok,
And you roll me a performance check
me
for him.
Fuck
Yes.
you, okay?
Yeah, I'd like to know if he's playing good or bad.
That's funny.
Yeah, I
That is
want to know
funny.
how much I like this.
Hey, an 18, and I don't have a sheet for this random
Oh,
stranger.
I'm assuming he's got a tool. He's got proficiency in it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so
say
he's
probably got like
jamming.
a +5 or 6.
He's jamming. He's fucking yeah. He's with an 18. He's
I'm fucking like
rocking.
tapping my foot, nodding my head with my shield up, my mace in my hand, or my
Yeah.
flail.
And then and the music kicks in. It feels fucking epic. And Godak draws with the chalk the door, and the magic ignites. A portal essentially forms, and a wooden door just creaks opening like a trap door in the floor, and coming out of it swiftly and with speed and hunger lunges directly at Atlan comes Kodag. Hold on, let me just.
The doorbell just rang. I'll be right back.
You're good. Kadok. Oop. Not invisible. Wanted to make it red.
And then Thaddeus holds person or whatever.
Kadok, yes. Kadok comes lunging out of the portal directly at Atlan, but Thaddeus quickly snaps his fingers, magic chains wrapping around Kadok. Vadagar, you notice your Hellfire chains. This is a stronger version of that spell.
Well, as if we're not trying to kill him.
No, he's just simply binding him in place.
Gotcha. Ah, damn! What did you give me the under? What did you give me the? What's it? Not unupgraded, but like, what did you give me the beginner level book or what?
Thaddeus is like, Vadagar, do you mind? You know how I told you the back of the book is not important right now? Well, look at the inscriptions on those last 10 pages, and you'll notice they're nearly impossible to understand.
I mean, I've used this spell quite a few times, but it ain't this strong.
Indeed. There's some enchanting and upgrading magic on those last 10 pages that once you get strong enough to unlock them, they will help you tremendously.
I haven't studied that book in a while, but that's not the time.
Look, I'm gonna black him. He's chained. As Kadok is locked in place, and we're just waiting for Atlan to get back.
Well, I'm assuming Atlan would cast Greater Restoration just like he said he was going to do.
I just want to
Yeah,
wait
as soon
for.
as I
There we go.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry. As soon as I see him appear, my hand's out, my holy symbol in the other hand, and you see the purplish red glow of my magic kind of come out of my hand and envelop and consume Kodag, and then I step back.
And the magic, your holy energy, radiating with the blood mancer magic, begins to swirl and surround Kadok. But it just kind of it looks like electricity, almost like zapping and like singeing him. He screams out in pain in response. And after a couple of seconds, the magic begins to fizzle and dissipate as he returns to just a hungering, growling, ravenous state of trying to snap at you, Atlan, as you see your greater restoration has failed to cure him.
Atlan, try it one more time.
That's all my juice today.
You only have one 4th level spell? Or a
Fifth
3rd level
level.
spell? Wait, how do you have a 5th level spell?
Oh fuck. I don't even so it's fine because I have it in my necklace. I use the one in my necklace.
That's what it was.
Oh.
Yes.
Forgot we didn't level up yet. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so when he's doing this and I see the lightning, hold on, can we just retcon for like a 5-second thing? When I see him wrapping himself in the light, I counterspell, like use my counterspell because I have no use counterspell
he's
for
not
other
wrapping
things.
and he's not wrapping himself in the lightning. You see that the radiant magic that Atlan casts starts to turn almost like angry, and like it's not reacting well with his body. It's like a bad chemical reaction. It begins to change in color, kind of turning crackly and evil before just dissipating entirely. The curse is overwhelming it.
Yes, you need to dispel curse is what it is.
Yeah, I don't have that one. That's my greatest
Thaddeus, any ideas?
purification magic.
I do have one idea. It's not a great one though. There is a great healer, a priest, much stronger than Maxie, that joke of a man. But he resides south of Tristram, past the fog that is too dense to travel through. It would seem that for now he will simply remain in this state until you have cleared the monastery and the magic that keeps us locked from the rest of Sanctuary.
That's unfortunate. Gadok, I guess it's best to put him away at the moment.
Okay.
Godak walks back up and he uses his chalk to draw the door back around. Kadok. God, it's so weird having to flip their two names around to make it proper. And Kadok just falls into the door as it opens up underneath him, and he disappears back into the pocket dimension. The door swiftly closing behind him.
All right. I would like to ask Thaddeus, since he was ravenous, if he were to be fed, would he still regain his senses? Is he just starving at this point and unable to control himself? However, during our battle, after he was bitten, he was also charmed. We were able to cure him of the charm, and he continued to aid us in battle.
No, he actually
possible-
he started having a mental breakdown. He started like freaking out, but he wasn't attacking anyone at that point in time.
Is it possible that perhaps feeding him would allow him to regain his normal senses? He's been with us for a while.
Master,
Or does it just create an evil being?
Master Vadagar, I presume that vampires exist in your realm as well, but the way they work here is that they only can drink mortal blood. There have been some thoughts of potentially feeding them animal blood to sustain them, but it's not compatible. They cannot sustain themselves
But
on
if
it.
we extract a little bit of blood from one of us to feed him, with extracting it and giving it to him, not him feeding directly off us, obviously.
Yes,
But if his thirst were to be quenched, would he not regain his normal senses, or is his mind destroyed by the virus itself?
you could, and he would return to a similar state to which he was before. You will notice more animalistic tendencies, more violence. However, it will strengthen the curse, and over time, it will make it harder to remove.
Interesting.
I would say you have 2 weeks before he is starved entirely, if you understand what I mean.
So perhaps once a week, maybe we should do our best to feed him, at least to satiate a little bit of his appetite. Because if he starves to death, will he die if he starves?
That is what I meant. He has 2 weeks. If he doesn't
So-
eat within that period of time, or the curse is not removed, he will cease to be.
In a week and a half, like if in a week and a half we haven't been able to find this healer, maybe feeding him would be our better option. If it strengthens the curse can still be broken, but it's better than him
Indeed.
just outright dying.
Indeed. You are correct, Master Vadagar.
Here, can you extract some of my blood so we can give it to Kodak? Godak. God damn it, we've been saying your name wrong for
Godak.
so fucking long.
Yeah. Now it's hard to fix, right? I know, me too.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Like, I don't even. All right. Anyway, for Godak, can you harvest some of my blood a little bit for Godak?
Of course.
So that he can keep it in his pocket in case he needs to use it.
Of course. And he flicks a finger, and a magical little wisp of shit goes around, and it goes over to a table where there happens to be a blood syringe kit for potion making and such, and it comes floating over to you, Vadagar, and it lands in your hands. I'll simply
I'll
let you
harvest
keep
a little
it.
bit of my.
You can simply take it if you ever need to use it
Thank
for
you.
maybe you find the blood of some bad people. I've always had a theory. The way vampires work in this world, which we know for fact, is that the worse things they do, the stronger they get. A weak vampire is a vampire who does good actions. They can even bring themselves to being near infancy of weakness. But I've had a theory that maybe there could be a new substitutional cure. If you feed the blood of an evil person to a vampire, you are doing a good deed. Could it potentially inflict negatively upon the curse? I've never had the opportunity to test it, as most of the vampires have long since been wiped out on this plane, and the last few who remain are, well, strong enough to kill me in a single look, a gaze.
This may sound like a horrible idea. What if you were able to clone yourself in many ways? Honestly, that guard you sent me was fucking pushover. I was hoping that you'd be able to see our battle a little bit more, but he died one arrow. Not gonna lie.
Yes, I saw that. When I saw the threats in front of him, I realized I should have given you a strong. I expected a different fight for that guard. I was not prepared. I was not sorry. Is all I can say.
Now, I was saying that I know you do a lot of, you have a lot of knowledge for how long you've been alive. What if you created an entity like that and had them bitten by Godak, 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 Gat, oh fucking it, by Godak, and then tested it on them.
Hmm.
Make sure it's not a true copy of yourself, because I could not imagine having to deal with an evil you. That would be terrible.
Yes, one of those already exists. I'm sure you'll encounter him in your adventures. He is going to be a nightmare.
Is this the poop guy?
No. He is crazy, but he has a good soul. The evil one of me is a bastard. He is. You see a fist clench on Thaddeus, and you can see one of his veins popping out on his forehead. Just he is a state of angry you have never seen this man before. He is just fucking enraged thinking about this version of himself, and he tells you that but don't worry, unless you travel to the realms of hell anytime soon, you will not be encountering him.
I'm able to decipher the last 10 pages of that book before we do.
Yes, if you don't, I'm sure you will face a miserable end. I am sorry to inform you, but he is even stronger than me at this point.
He's trapped in the realms of hell.
Yes, luckily, with the help of me and every 900 clones that I brought, we were able to trap him, and only 30 of us left.
That's yep, that's a fight for another day. That's for sure.
Indeed. And he says to Godak, but no, worry not. I'm sure you will bring your clone back to his senses.
So I'm adding a blood harvesting kit to my inventory.
blood harvesting kit, blood syringe kit, either way, whatever.
There we go.
But as for the question of using his blood or having him infect another person, sadly, if Tumnus is the person who bit him, that is where the line ends. The way vampires work is a vampire lord can bestow as many people with his gifts as he'd like, but those people only have the ability to give gifts, and their offspring do not. So any vampire made a vampire by not a vampire lord does not have the ability to make someone a vampire.
So what you're saying is that if we were to fucking capture a bad guy and throw him into the fucking pit, but let him feed, we wouldn't even need this blood collection kit.
I have had a theory that it's completely unheard of vampires drinking the blood of bad people. And if they get weaker doing good things, it could only make sense that drinking the blood of a evil person could potentially break the curse. It's only a theory, of course. I do not have any solid proof of this, as I've said, coming across vampires is nigh impossible these days.
Understood. I'll walk over to Godak and I'll hand him the blood collection kit, so you can add that to your inventory, Godak. And I'll let that with everything that Thaddeus has said, I will let you decide what you wish to do if the time comes.
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
Godok's been given
Godak?
that big
Yeah.
responsibility.
Okay,
Yep.
so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take that out of my inventory. Make sure you add it to you.
Okay. The stranger, at this point in time, he stopped playing, and he kind of just hops down, and he's like, "Well, that was fun. I hope you've enjoyed the
Yeah.
show."
Hey, oh, hold on. What's your name? That was a fucking good rift.
Oh, me?
Us dwarves like metal.
Ah, well, that's nice to meet you. I am Gilbert.
Nice to meet you, Gilbert. My name is Vadigar. This here is Atlin in Godak.
Of course, I know all of the heroes of Tristram. I am very much at. I can die at peace now. Is what I'm trying to say.
What do you mean, die at peace? What's wrong with you?
You are my heroes. The fact that I've gotten to meet someone as great as you, I could die happy now.
Hey, well, you had some pretty good tunes. If Atlin, if you're okay with it, maybe we can get him to taverns. Maybe could help you. Could help your business. He was pretty good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Now.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I lost internet for a minute. I didn't know what connected and what didn't.
You're good.
Yeah, he definitely. I was thinking the same thing, Vadigar. I enjoyed the tune as well, and if you wanted to play in my tavern, you'd keep what is given to you.
Oh, well, wow, that sounds amazing. Being simply close to the heroes of Tristram is it makes me so happy. And as he says this, it happens once again. The scroll unravels in all of your minds as a new face is added to your list of potential allies. Gilbert, the Bard, is now a potential ally.
Oh my god, thank God. Because for a second there, I was getting the fanboy vibes off of fucking Elder Scrolls. I was like, no, I'm gonna have to kill this guy.
No,
I
no,
thought he
no.
was going to turn into Tumnus.
No. That's a funny presumption. But no, he is a fanboy, but he wants to become an adventurer. You can sense he.
Has anyone played the Elder Scrolls and that little fucking fanboy? And if you accept him,
Yeah.
he like just annoys the shit out of you for the rest of your game.
You,
I really thought that was where this was going, and I'm glad it wasn't.
nope, he is a potential ally. Gilbert the Bard has been added to your list.
Sweet deal. All right. I'm assuming that he starts making his way to the tavern.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. We were discussing earlier as well, Thaddeus. Atlin is trying to develop a trading route with the camp. I believe we were hoping we could hire some guards or have you create some guards to protect the caravans.
Yeah, that's very easy. I can do that, no problem. It does take a
I'll
little
let
bit
you
of
and Atlin-
materials, though, so I will need a little bit of cha-ching.
What are we talking here?
Well, he goes over and he says, "You've cleared most of the evil in the first clearing towards the monastery, correct? It's not too dangerous. Most of the
Pretty
large.
much all of it.
Ah, good. There should only be stragglers left. I shouldn't need more than the standard guard. Food.
I want to start with one wagon or two wagons a week, and then go from there. Depending on the supply and demand, it could potentially even be an everyday trip. And I was also thinking, what about enabling the wagon and your guards to use the way shrines, or is that something I have to talk to Tyrell about?
Yes, that I have been trying to get him to give me those stones for many years to allow people to travel much easier, and he's very stingy with them, though I believe he has every right to be, as he has to sacrifice a couple 100 years off his life for the creation of each one. And I know he's created a lot for your group now at this point, so I can only fear how much time he's already taken off.
That's
Well,
understandable.
I do know where there's one extra stone. It lies in a pile of junk over at Brood's house.
Indeed. Oh yes, the automaton that shut down. Brood told me about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking of going over there and inspecting it sometime.
I'm sure he has a stone as well.
Indeed, yes. I
That
believe I saw him
Be
carrying
one
What?
extra stone.
That would only get, in theory, one person.
Correct.
I don't know if it would work for the wagon. It wouldn't work for the guards. It's only
Perhaps we can
one.
retrieve it and give it to Thaddeus to study.
Huh. I would love the opportunity. Tyrael has kept them away from my hands for a very long time.
What do you think of this? And I'll hold out the wand of shrine creation.
Walks up to you and he's like, "Huh, I've never seen that wand before, and I've seen nearly every wand in existence, or at least every kind of wand in existence. What does it do? I can't even tell. The magic is holy."
It creates the teleportation shrines. I feel like, okay, hold on one quick second. I feel
Okay.
like we're retconning this because for some reason I feel like Thaddeus is the one that gave me this wand.
Is he? No. Tyrael
I-
definitely gave you that. No, that had to be Tyrael.
Yeah, okay. I was
No,
gonna say,
yeah,
I
no.
really feel like
That
it was
had to be
Thaddeus.
no. That had to
but
be Tyrael.
regardless of what I think it was,
Yeah.
we're just gonna pretend it was.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with
Definitely
yeah.
Tyrael. Yeah. It could have been something before I did, because I did do retcons to the story, so it could have been something
Yes,
that. Before,
I'm gonna say
yeah.
I feel like it was Thaddeus, but let's retcon it and make sure.
Yeah,
Just
Tyrael.
if it wasn't, let's make sure it's Tyr. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Gotcha.
Tyrael. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Thaddeus is just looking at it like, "Huh, they can create the ancient stones. That's very interesting. I've had the time to investigate those a bit, but they are never active unless a stone is nearby. So I can't really fully understand their magic, since it lies dormant until a stone comes into contact with it."
I mean, perhaps at some point we can spend a day, and I can bring you somewhere where, and if we can get you this other stone, if we can pry the stone from engineer and give it to you, perhaps we can spend a day where I take you to one of the locations. You can study both the wand, the stone, and the shrine itself.
Oh, that would...
This wand is only good to create 5 shrines, so I try not to use it abundantly. But it would be nice for a way for it to recharge as well. Especially if this takes time away from Tyrael's life, I wouldn't want to ask him to.
Well, speaking of asking Tyrael, I think it would be wise to consult him. He's already made the stone and he has already made the teleporters. If he'd be willing to make a secession to us to allow, opening of supplies to the war camp for our troops and those on the front lines protecting this town, I think he may be willing to allow some sort of exception to the rule.
It's
We may
true,
not
but
need to do too much work on this.
I was gonna say that is also true. But however, if this type of thing takes time away from his life, I wouldn't want him to have to make that decision either.
Thaddeus looks at both of you and he says, "Did he not inform you on how you are using that magic and those stones?"
The stones I understand pretty well. The staff, I not so much.
I'm not sure you do understand those stones, Atlan, because the reason why he is so stingy to give them away, and I'm well aware of it, is and maybe I am privy to information you are not, and I have been around the block for some ages, which would make sense. But that map that opens in your minds that allows you to travel between those stones, that map is his soul. You are directly using his divine energy to blip throughout Sanctuary, through other places he has also been, leaving traces of his energy. So the reason he is not privy to allowing people to have those stones is because while you're inside that map, you have the potential to kill him indefinitely.
That is something that we should keep under wraps. Mr. Tumnus has one of those stones.
That is terrifying news, and it makes a lot more sense to me why he has been so gloomy as of late.
Yeah, so I guess I did not quite understand. I thought I understood he used his power, his essence, his soul, whatever you want to call it, to create the stones and the way shrines. I did not know he was using his soul energy every time we use it.
Indeed, it doesn't drain it, but you directly use it to travel between locations.
When he creates one of these stones, from what I gather, when he creates one of these stones, he uses some of his soul energy, and then when we're traveling, it travels through his soul energy.
Correct.
Like,
Yes.
I understand correctly.
Essentially a highway.
DM note: when we fought, so this might be a retcon because I mean, there's been a lot of players in and out. When we killed Mister, what's fucking when Alan got what's his name? I forget his name now. Fucking the character that had to drop out due to life reasons that we have all really enjoyed
Vincent?
around the same time as Boreas. One of the
No, no,
original
no, no.
characters.
Yes,
Theo.
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 Theoden.
Theo,
Yeah.
yeah.
Theoden, who
Yeah.
gave
We
I kept
Alan his
thinking Thaddeus.
powers.
I knew. I was like, no, it's a
yeah,
TH. But
when we looted his body, did we retrieve one of the
Yes,
stones?
you did get a stone, correct.
Even
Okay, so we do have a spare stone then.
Yes. It would seem
Okay,
the
I just
Dark
wanted to
Mage
check
and
on that because I feel
the
like
Dark
we
Mage
looted.
and Tumnus
well.
clearly are not aware of this information because they left it on his body after after they left him to fight you guys.
I would say since Atlan got the stuff off the oath, Atlan would have the spare stone.
Yes, for sure.
and
then
I'm
and then
starting
you
to feel
also
like
have one
I
off
wouldn't.
Nodix. Nodix also has you also got one off Nodix. He died in the dream realm. His body obviously just went comatose. So you guys have that one off him as well.
Nodix?
Yeah. What was his character name? His character name was
Well, I know who you're talking about, but I don't. Yeah, Nodix. I don't know who Nodix is. I forget his name as well, but yeah. So okay, so I mean, he died in the dream realm. We didn't get to loot anything,
no,
so I don't know
he
what
died
would
in the
happen to
dream
that
realm, but when
stone.
you guys got back to the waking world, you found your friend was comatose. He
Right.
was dead.
But remember, it was his son or something like that took his entire inventory.
Not his entire
Not his son,
inventory,
like
just his some of his belongings. He does not have the
oh,
stone.
the kid didn't leave this. The kid didn't take the stone.
No, the kid did not take it. He only took like the armor that he wore, his weapon,
Yeah.
the complaining shield, and Luna's copy as well.
Okay, so who would
What
have
the
that
fuck
stone?
was his
DM.
character's name? Um, I would say anyone's welcome to take it.
Valerius.
Valerius, thank you. Yes, Valerius. R.I.P. Valerius. Man, we will miss you, bro.
I would say I'm gonna let
Amazing
Atlan take
details.
that stone as well. Atlan, you have 2 spare stones. I mean, it happened in your tavern. You'd have been the first to discover him, and I mean, Tyrael's your patron saint. So, Atlan, I think you should have both the spare stones, just because it's up to you to decide what to do with them.
Yeah, and I think we could put them to better use, but I'm definitely now that I understand better how the magic works, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing any sort of research or handing these stones to anyone else until I've talked to Tyrael about it.
I respect that. It's
So
not what my
that's the
character would do
plan.
with it, but I
I
do
like
respect that. That's why I wanted you to have them.
cool. I appreciate that. Because I like your idea, especially if we're trying to, grow our town and move back into these places that we've been um, thrown out of by the evil. We'll need a way to be able to build, base camps and new towns.
I mean,
Okay.
perhaps we can give them to one of our followers, and they could be the supply line.
Oh, also, Atlan, as for price, Thaddeus tells you that each caravan should only need 4 guards. He'll charge you 5 gold per guard. That's 20 gold per caravan.
Okay, and remind me again about how far the trip is to get there.
The trip is
You
about a
know,
half days hard trek. You could find a local caravan company using one of your downtimes. I would say make me a investigation.
okay. Can I guidance myself?
Yep, of course. We do have to take a break at 6, so in 6 minutes I have to go cook my girlfriend food. I have to cook her dinner and make myself some dinner as well. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll continue.
18.
18. Yeah, you're easily able to find a caravan company, and you not only find a caravan company, you find a really relatively good and cheap caravan company. I'll roll an advantage. So let's see. Let's see how cheap you get it for. Oh, super cheap. They'll charge you 3 gold per caravan. So the total cost of the caravan and the guards is 23 gold.
So
Okay.
23 gold per shipment.
Per shipment.
Right. So I'm going to pay for 1 week. So that'll be 46 gold. We're going to make 2 trips this week.
Okay.
And then I imagine I spend another, say, 20 gold on supplies for them to bring and sell. So
Okay.
the ales and anything that I thought they might need as far as provisions go. They weren't eating very good food. They weren't drinking very good water. So I would start with the basics: food,
Okay.
water, and some
Yeah.
ales.
You can easily get that for all 20 gold. Yes, it's
So
just
that's
basic stuff.
66 gold spent in securing 1 week, 2 trips,
Okay.
caravan.
Very good. Very good. Upon doing this, I I honestly didn't think this would happen. Two in one day, you unlock the requirement for the scroll opens up in your mind once again as a new ally is added to your sheet. Daniel, the guard, the gate guard of the war camp, now will offer you his services, seeing that you have cared for his people and that you are genuine and true. You have almost completed the spider quest. I'm going to essentially consider it completed. All you have to do is go back one more time and get more silk. And you've now
Quest, no, we
completed.
provided them the ability to get silk themselves.
Yeah, that too. So that's why I'm saying all of this combining, you have unlocked. Whoopa! No, why does it should say Daniel, but another member on your allies.
Oh, where is he? Where is this, in the tavern?
No, it's in the potential ally sheet.
Danielle?
Daniel.
Danielle?
It's
Well,
Daniel.
I mean, you put EAL.
Yeah, you could still pronounce that Daniel. You could say, look at English
Daniel?
is a
Danielle?
English is a.
Is it so is this the caravan driver?
No,
It's the
this
guard
is
of the war camp.
the guard of the war camp. You've done enough for the war camp
got
that
you.
he
This
is
is at the war
now.
camp.
Yeah, he is now a potential ally. He is seen your colors to be good, and he will fight alongside you if given the opportunity.
Cool. Awesome. All right.
Hmm.
All that is duly noted. That's I do have a little bit more business with Thaddeus.
Is Straw's
if
a
we're
monk,
ready to
right?
leave.
Right, Atlin?
Yeah, that's what you told me.
I don't know why it says paladin here. It should say
I
monk.
built it. He's all 8 levels in draw,
Yeah.
and he is 8th level already.
Yeah, correct. Mortem is.
I'll wait till after the break to do my business with Thaddeus, so you finish off your business with Thaddeus while we're
I
here.
would just ask him if he's ever heard of somebody trying to do what I'm trying to do, as in cast a spell in an area in effect when it's a target spell. If he's heard of that, if he's ever tried that.
Yeah, the concept has definitely crossed his mind. Yes, I have a few spells like that I can cast. If you need me to teach you how to do so, I could potentially do that, though, believe there is a priest at the church. Not Maxi, of course. But what is his name? The one who guards the underground that everyone thinks is so secret, but is so
Coxie?
fucking obvious. Yes, Coxie, that is the one. He is actually a master of ranged spells, specifically holy ranged spells, area of effect ranged spells. So I would say if anyone would be your best bet, you should study with him.
Got you. I appreciate your time, Thaddeus.
Of course. All right, guys, I gotta go real quick. I'll be back in like 15. Go do whatever you need to do. It's gonna take me like a good 15-30 minutes to get this stuff cooked for myself and my girl. So good little break, and we'll be back.
We're meeting back at what, 6:15, 6:30?
6:50. Yeah, between 6:15 and 6:30, between those two times.
Gotcha. All right.
The only other thing that I was planning on doing was checking on the orphanage we built last session or whatever.
That's fair. Well, I mean, we haven't really gotten into our actual. I guess you did your downtime here because This is all before our actual day of
Well, no,
downtime. This is like a
the
different.
ale thing isn't really part of my actual downtime because that's happening over the course of the time while we're away.
No,
I'm
the
gonna use.
finding the caravan and whatnot is part of your downtime. He said.
Oh yeah, I guess that was a bit of
Yeah.
it, but
So you have a one chunk of your downtime gone.
yeah, and the rest of it I'm gonna be going between Tyrael and Coxie and figuring out the best way to do what I talked
You know,
about.
I've got a ton of things that I need to do with my downtime, but there's also like this is the kind of stuff we would normally do at the beginning of a session. We haven't actually got downtime stuff because we get what an entire day of downtime between sessions.
Yeah, we should have like 4 4-hour blocks or something like that.
Yeah, I think is it 4 blocks? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's 16 hours and you sleep for 8.
yep. But yeah, I need to ask Thaddeus about the woman that we found at the camp. That's what I need to ask when we get back.
Yeah, for sure.
That was my thing. I got a couple things I gotta ask him too, actually. What? A few
Do you
things. That's
think
why I
you'd
was
be
like,
interested in having her? Because she's scared to go out in public, right? Because of her appearance. But if there was a way we could get her
we
into
don't
the
know it's
magic
because
shop,
of her. We don't know if it's because of her appearance, though, right?
I mean, I'm assuming, but it could be other reasons. If we, what I was gonna say is, if we can get her into the magic shop under like cover of darkness or somehow teleport her in there, and then Thaddeus could,
Bring
research
Thaddeus
her
to her.
while taking care of her,
We could
so
also
she doesn't
bring
have to be out
Thaddeus
in a
to
cave.
her once you figure out the stone thing with Tyrael.
Yeah, or we could tell him where she is, and he could potentially visit. Although I don't know, we
Then
would probably
we
want
would
to be
we would
there.
lose. I was gonna say we would lose access to Thaddeus for weeks because that's probably a good ways away from where we're at now.
No, I mean, if the war camp is about a half day's travel, you could get through, in theory, you could get through that first act or area in a day or so. So she wasn't too far from that. So I don't think he'd be gone for more than, say, a week to spend a day or so there.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be much more convenient if he had a stone and just traveled there with us.
Yeah, like I said, that could be.
Yeah,
My
but
character
that's
will
something
talk
that
to
you need to speak
Tyrael.
with Tyrael
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
But I don't know. He might let us do it once, but I don't know that he'll be letting us do it on a
Well, I
regular
mean,
basis.
Thaddeus knows what that stuff means.
He obviously knows
He
more than me, so
exactly. So yeah, Tyrael's like if it is access to kill him, like maybe there's a good reason why he doesn't want to give Thaddeus a stone. I don't know because
right.
Thaddeus
That's
has been nothing
why
but helpful.
over the course of that conversation, my character definitely started feeling like, all right, I don't feel like just handing these out to people either. Maybe
And
there's a
you like
reason.
I don't know, you might not even have ever told us that you have the extra stone. So I'm just gonna go with that because like the guy died in your tavern. I'm assuming you're the one who just or comatose in your tavern. I'm
Well,
assuming
if
you're the
your
one that
character
discovered
ever asks,
Valerius.
I would have no problem being honest and telling you that I have
I
them.
mean, I would say my character with a low intelligence would not remember about the stone thing. Like I wouldn't even.
That's fair.
I know I'm the one who brought it up and said it, but that's me as a player. My character has pretty low
Right.
intelligence, so
Yeah, so that's
he
fair.
might not.
I could see that making sense.
Yeah.
And I probably
Since you follow him, I feel like it's just the ball's better left in your court with that one.
appreciate that. Yeah, I understand. And it's potentially possible that I would have already inquired with Tyrael about this, having now, say retconning the fact that I had these and wouldn't know what to do with them. I wouldn't sit on them forever. So I don't know. It's hard for me to keep track of time as far as in game, like what was a day, what's a week.
Yeah.
So I
Well, I
forget
mean,
how long ago we got the last one, but once I had
everything's
two
technically been a
extra.
day.
Well, our downtime is a day, but my ale sales are on a weekly basis. So that's how many I sold in a week, but we do it as
Oh.
downtime.
So it's
So
just something the DM hasn't thought about, I think.
I don't think we have like a real calendar in
Yeah.
game. It's
No,
just,
we definitely don't have a
in
calendar.
in theory and relativity, we have a downtime day and then we're out adventuring, and I don't know how much time we're ever out adventuring. So I don't know when we picked
I
up the
don't
stone last. Was that a week? Was that a month? Was that
I
a
think
year?
out of session that's something that you should talk to him about. How does this work? Because yeah. Which is probably something that Laughter hasn't thought about.
Yeah, I think it's just been
and
it
yeah,
hasn't been an issue till this point, but
but I mean, if
we're
you're getting
getting
a week, if
into
you're getting a
story.
week's worth, because technically everything happens in a day, is the way I see it. So like every time we long rest, there's just a day's worth, like just a magical day of downtime shit. That's it. That's only a day that's passed between every session.
Yeah,
So
so
and then
that's
he can
why
do it,
I don't
and then
always
he can
do the
do
rolls for
stages
ales.
in one session.
Sometimes
So
he's like, no, not enough time has passed, so we don't do the rolls yet. So that's why I said, it's been a couple weeks now where I was kind of looking at things and going, I can't pin my finger on the scale here.
okay, so I think you might want to suggest, like, when you talk to him, recommend, like, just ask if you could keep track of the day, like figure out a system and then you keep track of it, because he's got a lot of shit, especially with
Yeah,
all the people that dropped
he
out.
would have to give me at least the backbone of a system that he wants to
Yeah,
play under.
ask him how he would like it to be done and then offer to keep track of it for him, just so that there's less on his plate.
Yeah, I definitely don't
Because
want him to
I think
task him with
you're
it.
pretty good with that kind of stuff, right?
I mean, I take notes every session. It's just, again, like I said, it's hard to tell when we do certain things. It
Yeah,
seems
ask
like
him
sometimes time's moving quick, sometimes it's moving slow,
ask him
sometimes it's
how he wants it
arbitrary.
done. Ask him what he wants it done. Give you a system for it, and then just offer to keep track of the system for him.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
yeah.
every time one of us has a question about something that happened in the past, we ask you about it.
Yeah, and I think he takes pretty good notes too, because sometimes he remembers or he has jotted something
Well,
down that I
he
don't.
he built the world, so he's got. But there's sometimes too that it doesn't add up. Like even this wand of shrine creation, pretty sure it was Thaddeus that gave it to me. But I mean, it makes
Yeah, but
more
it
sense
makes
though.
sense that he
Yeah,
wouldn't have
it
access
makes
to that
way more
magic.
sense. Yeah, it makes way more sense that Tyrael would have given it to me. That's why I'm like, let's just got that, because there's a lot of shit. Because I mean, with all the people that drop out and whatnot, and he's still developing this. I think we're
Yeah,
pioneers right now in his story.
yeah,
So the more that we do now, and the more questions we ask now, it hammers out the story for when he plays it with his other.
exactly. Yeah, that's why I haven't been I've been meaning to ask, but I haven't really, seen the opportunity because he is trying to manage like three other games and a YouTube channel and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on. So yeah, I mean, I think the best option just to have a good, like, solid grasp of time in this world would be if you just offer to keep like ask him for the system and then keep track of it for him. I'm sure he would appreciate that too.
Yeah, yeah, I'll have to do that for sure. Because it's the longer we play and the more stuff we're trying to do, the more it's starting to matter.
Yeah, and like there's a lot to keep track of. Like he wanted to cancel the session because he's like, oh, there's nothing you could do. I'm like, yeah, tons of shit we could do.
Well, there's so much downtime day. We have so many leads to
I
follow.
mean, hell, we could just do like we could just do some browsing for wares, shop stuff, do our
I got
downtime,
I
talk to
got
people.
2,500 gold to spend, if I really wanted to.
Oh god, I got way more than that. I got your
Well,
thousand. I've got your $1,000 of P
I've been
gold.
investing in the tavern. I built that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
orphanage.
I mean, I've been
All
contributing.
the
I've been
funds.
helping you with
Oh
that
no,
kind of
you
stuff
have
too,
for
right?
sure, for sure. Yeah, you whatever I feel like you should have, you have. I have been trying not to ask anybody for money when it comes to tavern
You
stuff
never had to
because
ask me. I'm just like, this
yeah,
helps the party. Here, I will pay
right,
give
of
a portion.
course. And the reason I haven't been giving you guys dividends, in case you've been wondering for the ale sales, is because I've
Dude,
essentially been
dude, that's
reinvesting any
all of yeah.
profits
That's all of
into
your
making
downtime.
more. And
Yeah,
now
it's all
we're
of your
at
downtime
a
and your construction.
inventory level that I think we can go a couple of weeks where everything we make can go to us.
Put it this way, I have almost 9,000 gold on.
Oh yeah, so you're sweet.
Yeah, I have your $1,000 of P gold that you pissed away. So there's that. And I'm waiting for a merchant who's
After
gold.
Tumnus got me
I
into
don't.
this whole predicament, I'm not taking shit from him.
Gold is gold. I'm a dwarf. I don't give a shit.
I know you
But
do, but it was the principle for me.
the thing is too is that I'm waiting for a merchant who's to spend that gold on, and it's just marinating. So he's gonna get the gold and be all happy, and I'm store. And he's, what's that smell? I
Right? You deal with some jerk vendor. This is how I pay
think
you.
that's what I'm waiting for it too. Yeah.
It's completely side story. I worked at a bar for a short period of time as a side job, and the guy eventually didn't like me. He was kind of a gross jerk. He was one of those old guys who ran a bar so that he could look at the little girls that came in. So anyway, I didn't get along with him, and at the end, I told him I'm going away for Christmas vacation. Don't schedule me for like a week. And I told him 2 weeks or 3 weeks in advance, and he would write the schedule Sunday night for Monday, right? So I expected him. He knows that I'm out of town. I'm away visiting my family for Christmas vacation. You should call me and tell me, when you make the schedule, when you want me to come back. So the next week he didn't call me back. I took it as maybe he gave me an extra week of vacation or something to be nice and wasn't going to bother me. But then, I call him the next Monday saying, okay, what's the schedule? And he goes, I took you off the schedule because you didn't come back to work. And then he paid me my last, I forget what it was. It was like $300 was like a weekend's pay, and he paid me in singles. So then I knew everybody that went to that bar because I would hang out there. I hung out there for like a year before I even started working there. So everybody there, all the regulars were my friends. So when I would hang out with them, I'd be like, "Oh, let me pay for this," and I would hand them back the singles. And I knew he had to count them at the end of the night. So I was like, joke's on you. Money's money. But now you're the one sitting here sifting through $500,000 singles.
That's been crazy. Yeah. But yeah,
Same
so
kind of thing. Here's your P gold.
yeah, right. Yeah. Now there's another thing too that I forgot that I needed to ask Thaddeus that I just remembered because I was looking at inventory.
The
Device.
multiverse astral device.
Yeah, multiverse astral
Yeah,
device. I
because
need him to look
I
at that as
figured
well.
when you mentioned talking about, I named her Hagurva because she was literally Minerva, but she's looking like a
The
hag. Yeah,
yeah,
the
well,
the
she's
lady in the
not. That
cave.
was just the guys.
I
I asked
know,
before
but
you
I
got
I
here.
had
I
to
asked him
nickname
what her
her.
name was. He said the
Okay,
silent one. That's
the
what he
silent
called her. Is
one.
the silent one.
Okay, yeah, I had to give her a name. So I threw that together. But anyway, so when you were talking about asking Thaddeus about the silent one, I figured you were gonna talk about the actual device because she's the one that pointed us to it.
That's second string. The first thing is about how to return because she is an undead.
So wait, what are we? How are we
Well,
intending to
because
help her? What are we supposed to
so
do?
if you remember when I was talking to her, well, you might know. I don't know. We're
Well, you
distracted at the
had
time.
you were having a vision, so I tried to not take too many notes because I didn't see what you saw, and I
Wasn't a
don't
vision.
know
It was a book. I picked up a book.
when.
Wait, what? Did I have a vision that I forgot about?
Yeah, so some of the stuff you saw was because she held out the device and you took it. And at least the way I think Laughter put it was like you were overcome with these images and energy. He used the word energy, so I thought it was more of like a telepathic vision from her to you, where she showed you the multi realms, and you discovered that she was undead, and she is unable to speak because of her condition.
I think
And then
those
I
are two
think
different
you kind of
things.
told us that, okay, this is what I saw, this is what's going
Yeah.
on.
So I think those were two different things because she was putting up an like illusion, and when she got close to me, it shattered the illusion. Like I could see through the she had to maintain it from a distance type thing.
I
And I saw
literally
her
have here
true
written,
form.
Hagiver connects with Vadagar through vision, and then those are my notes. She's holding out the device, you take it, you have
Yeah.
this like
There,
overcoming energy.
I believe there was a vision when she gave me the multiversal thing. I do believe I had a vision about that. But as far as her true form, Gadok saw it with his true seeing, and then told us about it. And then when she got close to me, I saw it myself.
Right. So, well, I think we're arguing two different things. I understand that my character understands that it's an illusion.
Yeah. So yeah, her visage is an illusion. Yes, that we
But
know.
I don't think we
Guaranteed.
saw. I think the vision you had was of the multi realms. And
Yeah.
again, I
Exactly.
believe you
Yep.
kind of told us, but I wouldn't fathom that. My character, it's like describing the universe to somebody who's never seen stars. It's kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, I can't really picture what
I
you're talking
understand it
about.
from because I come from the material plane, so like I understand it because
Right.
I've
And
been thinking
I'm
like this
from
whole
here. This
time.
is there is
Yeah.
only this world, the heaven and the hells, and that's about it.
Yeah. So like this whole time, like I've been thinking, like if I just banish myself, I go home. Like I know I could do that. That's my
I
character
can
is
do
like
that.
I am
If you ever
confident in the
wanted, I
fact
guess.
that I could just send myself home if I wanted to. But shit seems pretty dire here, and I know my friend's competent back home, so I'm like, I'm sure that they made it out fine.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm from here, but when I got taken, my temple was under attack, and I saw some of my friends and family go down. And then poof, I'm here. So I don't know how far away they are. I don't know how they fared. I'm being told in Tristram that this is all that's left. So my character's like, I wish I could go home and at least check on people or know what happened. But he doesn't. At this point, he doesn't see a way other than, performing his duty for Tyrael and hoping that his reward is that he gets back to that time and place and then can be stronger for to defend his temple and save the rest of his people.
That's some time traveling bullshit. I can't. I ain't fucking with that. Like I can send you
That's what's
back to your
proven.
home
He's
plane.
believing
I can send
Tyrael
you
will
back
send
to your
him right
home
back to
plane.
that moment.
That's this. That's you're in your home
Yeah,
plane.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
I can't send myself home because I would just be still
I
here.
couldn't
Or
send you
to
home. Well, I
advantage
mean,
me
I
would
could,
send me
but
to the astral plane because I'm on my home plane.
exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would send you to a pocket dimension.
Yeah,
A harmless
I
pocket
can't really
dimension.
go home that way. I need to
Yeah.
figure out where home is, if it still is, and
All right.
have a
Uh,
physical way to get back there.
I like the snowballing, but I do need. I'm gonna take my dog out real quick
Yeah,
because
I
he's.
figured you'd have to. Go for it.
Yeah, yeah. Just before this
I'll be
gets
here.
going, because then it's almost here. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. It says
I'm
yes,
here.
Georgia. Oh, you're here.
Trying to get in my ear. So
Yeah. Okay. I take it. Laughter hasn't come back yet.
no, I've seen him moving around his desk on his camera, but no, he has not said anything yet.
Oh, you're looking at the stream.
Yeah, I got his YouTube up.
That's fair. I try to avoid doing that in session for sometimes because I don't want to see the rest of the map.
He doesn't usually. He's usually looking at what we're looking at. Actually, I'm usually not watching what he's doing. He's sitting down now.
Just got back. Yep.
I'm just streaming it so that he's got a viewer, and then I'd pop it in the chat sometimes if people are talking.
Yep, it's indeed.
Sort of like ask the actor.
It's indeed appreciated. Thank you very much, Atlan. I thought I was unmuted, but I realized I was muted in Discord still.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering if it was a time delay or not.
No,
on
yeah,
your
just got back finished. I cooked my girlfriend up some salmon. I got some hot dogs in the air fryer for myself. They'll be done in a minute, but
Nice.
I can eat and play and DM at the same time. I've done it many a time for you guys before, so it's no problem.
I'm not worried.
All right, so yeah, and it's indeed appreciated, Atlan, for running the stream while playing it. The watch time helps me immensely. So thank you so much for that. Because yeah, I have no viewers right now.
Yeah, no problem. I think you had one when we went to break. But...
No, Butter the dog guy. I've been. This is a streamathon. I've been live for 477 hours. He probably messaged like 2 days ago.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we're not even talking about our game. Okay.
No, well, I run the episodes of our sessions live when I'm away from keyboard. That way, so like if I'm not like actively doing something, the stream is still going. It plays our episodes 1 through 6 just on loop. So he was watching our game, just not the live game.
Gotcha.
All right, 1 second. Let me just do something and I'll be ready. All right. Look at this. Okay. All right. I am good to continue. All right. Where are we doing? Where do we leave off with downtime? What are we doing?
Sounds good. Godak, are you back?
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, we were just doing some stuff. We're not actually doing our downtime stuff. I think Atlan used up 1/4 of his downtime with the end of that with the setting up the supply line, but
Yeah.
So they both talked to Thaddeus about what they needed to talk to him about, and I'm going to start talking. I need.
Okay.
All right. So Master Thaddeus, now that that business is all handled, I met a very interesting character that seems to oppose the dark mage that we've been after for quite some time. She seems to oppose him and has deep-seated hatred towards him. She also seems like she's undead, that maybe she knew him in a past life and he killed her, but she's still trapped in this mortal coil, essentially.
That's very troubling. Where did you find this stranger?
At the monastery outside the bridge, the drawbridge. She's just living in a hut nearby.
Huh. Must be the old guardhouse she's repurposed into a home. Very strange. Well,
Do I remember anything that would signify that was a guardhouse?
Yeah, outside the front of it, there was like racks, like weapon racks. They're all empty. There was no actual weapons.
Yeah.
And the inside of it, when you looked inside, it looked like a makeshift home. It didn't really look like a home.
Gotcha. You know? Indeed, Thaddeus, I do believe you're correct.
Well, if that is the case, if she truly does oppose the Dark Mage as well, Maybe there is information we can gain from her.
Yeah, she cannot speak.
Ah,
I do have
yeah.
this book, but I mean, its pages are very base. As well, and I'll hand him the book. But while he's looking at it, I will continue speaking. Um, she didn't. She seemed very methodical in a lot of things she did. She veils herself from her true form, um, masking herself as someone else. However, her hate for this man, for this quarry that we've been chasing, is very real and very intense.
And sorry for interrupting Vadagar, but there are spells that allow you to communicate with those telepathically and in other ways. She doesn't have to speak for her to provide us information, possibly.
That is also true. However, um, I was wondering if there was any way that you could revive her, bring her back to the realm of the living, or perhaps a means that you can grant us to do this.
Hmm.
Because it seems like she was betrayed. Like, as he's reading the books, he's like reading betrayal, death, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, whatever was in that book when I read it. So, I mean, he might get the same kind of impression, and I'm going to continue. She hates him. She calmed down she calmed down once we told her that we were after him and trying to, rid him from this world and trying to essentially kill him.
Hmm.
When she calmed down, tears shed down her face when we said that we would do our best to be able to, bring her back to the realm of the living.
Hmm. Well, if her body still moves, her soul must exist in the plane of sanctuary. And if she still walks among us, then it's not in the well of souls. That is for sure. This is strange. Maybe he keeps her soul in maybe a soul cage or some kind of object.
Phylactery?
A phylactery, yeah, something of the sorts. I'm not sure, but the fact that she remains conscious and she's able to move around means her soul isn't too far. It must at least be on this plane in the realm of sanctuary. The first step in bringing her back would be to find it, is the only hope she would ever have.
So you're saying her soul is trapped here by some sort of device, and in order to revive her, we would need to find said device.
Correct. It may not be a device. It could even be something simple as it exists in another being. But I would assume it's probably somewhere close to the Dark Mage himself. If she exists to fight him, I would assume he keeps her soul close at hand.
Now, if we were to discover where her soul resided, is there something that we could do, say if we're in the heat of battle, to release her and revive her so that she can aid us?
You will have to give me time to dwell on this. It's if her flesh has been dead for as long as it may seem, bringing it back to the point where it can move is a very difficult task. It will take. I will have
I understand.
to. I will have to look.
Do you believe Atlan's holy magic may speed the process for that?
I definitely think it wouldn't hurt. Of course, it would definitely benefit. Maybe even potentially speed the process up. Yes, but maybe I could have maybe I have an item, or I could talk to one of my connections about potential things they might have I could find. But it will cost a pretty penny, of course.
I mean, understood. I'm more than willing to pay. She seems very torn by this individual, and I do not wish her to suffer.
A noble soul.
On other, go ahead.
A noble soul my student has, as he places his hand on your shoulder, Vadagar, and chuckles heartily.
I appreciate that. Another object that she gifted me, a very unique caliber that you may find a great interest in. And I will pull out the multiverse astral device.
His eyes begin to widen and his mouth salivates a bit as he sees this device, and he looks at it like, oh, I don't know what it is, but I can sense that energy on it. It's the same energy I feel off of all of you. Very interesting.
Do you have any idea of what it might be, as well as? Well, I have an idea. It might be. What do you glean from it?
Seems to be some kind of, he spins it around, telescope or planetary alignment device. I don't. If you'll allow me
Look
to
through
hold
the
on
telescope. Look through the telescope.
to it, and he kind of aligns some things, and he looks into it, and he says, "Huh? Wait a second. It's black, but I see some kind of," and he begins to move it like along an axis, slowly spinning until, whoa, my God, what is this? And he's like, Vanagar, please, you need to look at this. And he goes to show it to you.
I look at it.
And as you look through it, Vanagar, you see a world. It looks as if you're looking down from the sky onto a plane. You see these strange yellow people walking around. There's these devices made of metal that have these rotating circular objects that are driving down these flat paved strange gravel roads that are much thicker and denser than anything you've seen before. You see these buildings that don't look anything like buildings you see. They're almost all made of brick and stone. Some of them are wood and some of them are steel, but this is a world much different than anything you've ever experienced. It's almost as if you're gazing into a window into a different realm.
Well, I mean, I'm not too taken aback by this. I do understand there's a lot of different realms. So, I mean,
The
what are you
biggest
trying to show me here, Thaddeus?
I don't know. It seems to be like a window into other places. It's like a spying device.
The world that I come from, it's completely different. And we are very understanding that there's different planes of existence. This does not surprise me.
But the fact that a device can tune into
Yes. Yes, that is a unique thing. I've never seen a device quite like this. The realm itself could care less for.
you, Vadagar, you also realize that upon looking into it, you can kind of hear sounds, and you hear doubt coming from one of the homes in the universe you're currently gazing into.
I hear what?
Doubt.
Doubt?
You don't get it. Don't worry about it.
It's probably like Get Out.
No. No one got that? That sucks. Whatever.
Was it okay? So was that a joke? Should I
Yeah.
be taking this seriously?
No, it was just a
or-
joke. It was just a joke.
Okay,
It was just a
okay.
joke. It was a joke.
Gotcha.
I said you were looking into a realm of little yellow people, and
I
you
was
heard-
thinking of The Simpsons.
Yes,
as
and then
soon as you
that
said
was fucking Homer. I made Homer's.
I was
Ow!
gonna interrupt you and be like, "Am I looking at The Simpsons right now?" And then you started
Hey,
talking about like
dough?
yellow
He says
fucking
dough.
like brick roads and shit. Yeah, it was dough. Yeah, it was dough.
So
Yeah, it's what.
Dough.
No.
That's exactly what I
Okay,
was thinking.
okay.
That's exactly what I was thinking, but I didn't
I
want
heard
to.
Yes.
I heard like Vadigar. I heard goat or
My
gout.
bad.
I heard don't.
the
My
affliction
my mic
on
is
your
not very
ears.
great.
I heard don't like something is telling us not to look through the lens.
No, it was just Homer.
Okay.
Or doubt.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
anyway.
Gotcha. Okay. Moving along then with the real stuff.
So yeah,
Um,
this device allows you to gaze into different realms upon aligning the different wheels and cogs of the device, lining them up properly. You can tune into different realms.
you are not gonna like what I'm about to do with this.
What are you gonna do?
I'm really curious. Like, I'm gonna try to find my plane and see how my friends Limduel,
All right, roll me a raw intelligence.
right. God damn it. Well, at least it's not a negative number anymore. First roll of the night. Fucking 12.
You're able to figure out the device to an extent, and you're
Oh,
even...
hold on. Hold up.
Okay. Okay.
Sage's Council. 15.
Okay, you pick up the pace. You're able to figure out the device even faster than you anticipated yourself to do so, and you even do manage to find another realm. Though it takes you all of 10-15 minutes of work just to find a single another realm on the with this strange device, the way it works. And this realm, upon peering into it, you just see it's just a world of water, just vast ocean, just never ending, expanding. In the distance, you see something in the distance that seems kind of destroyed, and it kind of just juts out a little bit, but it's so far away it's hard to make out what it is.
Did I just see Waterworld?
You did just see a world of water.
No, the movie Waterworld.
No,
Do
no.
I see boats fighting each other? and
No,
shit?
that was Subnautica.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that was Planet B157 or something like
Yeah,
that.
whatever. Yeah, Subnautica, good game, but
Yeah, great game.
Interesting.
Not a desired result.
Yeah. The amount of realms in existence to find one specific one without understanding exactly how the device works is going to be near impossible, is what you're able to
If
figure
I did
out.
leave this with you, Thaddeus, could you think you could decipher how this works?
I could attempt. I could begin to investigate it, and I could begin to decipher it, though it seems to be a very complex device.
Well, perhaps it is better left in your hands than mine.
Very well, and he takes it and he puts it on his desk, his main desk too. While some of the things you've given him in the past, he's kind of walked off and put them elsewhere. He puts this in his main desk, or not in, but on his main desk.
Okay, let me just make sure I know.
The shorthand for this particular item is now mad.
That's funny.
That is good. Take a funny dice for that one, Alan.
Thank you.
All right. So, anything else you guys need to do at Vadigar or at Thaddeus's before we move on?
So we talked
I'm
to
done.
Gadok. What about you?
Not really. No. Anything was.
I'll ask him. Do you have? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm good.
I'll ask that summoning scroll of the guard. I mentioned pretty weak sauce. Didn't help out too much. Do you have something better that can help out a little bit better?
Yes, indeed, I do. And he says, and this one I'll give to you once again for free, to apologize for the last one. As he walks over and he grabs another scroll off of one of the infinite scroll desks he has. And he walks back over to you and he says, here you go. It'll appear as the same guard, though he'll be bigger, and you'll notice a much stronger aura emanating off of him. And he hands it over to you.
So I'm just gonna put the same item in
Yep.
summoning scroll, and it summons a stronger.
Yep.
All right, added to my. You sure that this one will be able to provide more assistance than the last did?
I analyzed the battle in which the one died, the last one you summoned died at. This one should at least be able to handle a battle of that caliber.
Interesting. Well, I do appreciate all your time, Master Thaddeus. Your wisdom is always awe-inspiring.
Of course, I'm always happy to help my loyal student.
Well, fellas, is there anything else? Anywhere else that we need to go before we spend the day?
My intent is to head over to the temple to see about upgrading that spell sometime in the near future. And I meant to ask you, this may be out of character. Gadok, did you take the Scimitar of Speed from last session?
I mean, I have it on my list.
Okay.
But
I want to take it out of my inventory, so I just want to make sure it was in your inventory.
Nope. Who is this approaching
Yeah.
us?
You see a small man with a large pack and a walking staff begin to approach your group, and he says, "Ah, I just wanted to say that was very impressive, the magic I saw earlier. Though it, of course, didn't work. I did not know we had a holy priest of this caliber. I've seen Priest Maxi at work, and that man is a joke. His magic is nothing compared to you, sir. Why are you not the acting head priest of Tristram?" As he holds out his
Tyrael calls.
he holds out his
Go ahead.
wrist and shows that he has the symbol of Tyrael, that he is also a cleric of Tyrael. He says, "You are even strong. I can't compare to Priest Maxi, but you are infinitely stronger than either of us. Why do we follow that man and not you?"
As he hold on before before you answer. As he like pulls out this, I will also pull out the emblem of the Church of Tyrael that I was gifted in our downtime at the very beginning of this campaign. And I'll look at it and I'll look at him and I'll look at it and I'll look at him.
It's the same one, same symbol, except for his is seared into his flesh.
Does he not say anything when he sees it?
Oh, he looks over to you and he nods his head. He acknowledges you as another follower, though it's not like it's a special symbol. It's just the same symbol all of the followers carry.
Oh, all right. Put it back.
Atlan would respond with something along the lines of, "Well, Lord Tyrael has many jobs, and so he calls on us all to do different things to accomplish the main goal. My goal is not to oversee a temple, or my task is not to oversee a temple, but to go out and vanquish the threats on New Tristram and therefore Tyrael and his followers."
Very well. I understand. I see. He kind of bows to you, Atlan, and he turns around and begins to walk back over to the shelf he was at before all this stuff started happening.
Well, if he went to walk away, I would stop him and ask him, how long he's been following Tyrael, what brings him here. Has he been to the temple?
So
Obviously, he has. Obviously, so if he's seen Maxi, he's been to the temple.
he
So not asking that question.
he turns around and he introduces himself as Boulder, Buldur. He says he's been following he's been following Tyrael for his entire life. He was a follower of Tyrael before he even descended to mortality. Uh, and as for what brought him to this location, he came here with the rest of the refugees after his town was destroyed. He helped keep people safe and healed them along the journey.
Oh, well, it's good to have you with us, Boulder. I think there may be a calling for you in this town, and I definitely don't see myself as speaking for Lord Tyrael, but I do know that we have recently taken on a bunch of orphans and built a new orphanage. It would be, I think you'd be a great candidate for overseeing that establishment and its goings on, and report back to me at the tavern with how it's going when
Ah,
you can.
before you even get to finish your sentence, when you like start even like kind of bringing the idea up of him doing so, he quickly walks up to you and he's like, I would be delighted. Yes, please. I worked at the orphanage of my village before it was destroyed. That's where I feel at home the most.
Well, you are welcome to it. Actually, that was my next point on the agenda, was to go and see, because last I left town, I had commissioned it to be built, so I haven't even seen it myself. Would you care to join me?
Absolutely, please. And he points to his bag and he gestures to all the different sacks and shit. But nearly half of these are all simply children's toys.
Very well, bring them. We can meet the children and have gifts for them as well.
All right. Atlan and Boulder, you guys head to the orphanage. Vadagar and Gadok, what do you guys want to do while they do this?
Well, where I was thinking that this is where we're gonna transition in actually doing with our downtime. I know. I'm guessing during their way there, he finds a caravan or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's just start with Atlan's downtime.
Okay. Atlan, you and Boulder make your way to the orphanage. I don't actually have a map for it or anything.
You're good.
Just gonna theater of the mind it. You walk over.
Where is it though? Like, can you show me where it will be when
It's
if you know where it's gonna be?
it's already here.
Where?
I'm using my little cursor. Next to the blacksmith.
Oh, is it above our? Hold on. No, I don't.
Next to the blacksmith.
Oh, it's in the town square. Okay,
Yeah.
I see it.
This building just got. This was the
Thank you.
orphanage. It's just been upgraded and it's been refitted.
All right, so yeah, we walked by. It was it was a building for, if I remember, 200 or so children, and I wanted it to be 250, so they made an expansion on it. That was where
Oh,
I left it off.
that's what the expansion was supposed to be only for 50. Well, the
No, hold
construction.
on. I'm looking at my notes. Whatever you had down is
The
what I
construction
built. I paid
workers,
for.
the construction workers upgraded to a capacity of 500.
Yes, that's what I did.
Yeah, the capacity of 500 now is what
Yes,
it can
500 chillins.
There was a 5 in there.
Yep. I see it here.
No.
Refurbished to 500.
Yep, perfect.
I got a little bit of a discount,
Yep.
and they said they were going to do it in a day, so it should be done.
Oh yeah, it's done. Yep. You guys make your way there, and you, Atlan, you earlier in the morning you were given a key by Tyriel, the construction worker head, dropped it off. It's the new lock key. He made multiple copies of it, so there's 4 total. So you can give those out.
Take them all.
Yeah, you can
I'll
give them
take
out.
them all for now.
You can give them out as you see fit. And you, upon entering the orphanage, you find it's amazing. It's the floors are completely redone, beautiful hardwood flooring, the cabinets, the walls, the furniture, everything is all nice and new. It's you notice that there's like a lot more space than there probably was before, because you can notice that there's like it seems very open, where there used to probably be walls and closed off areas. It's kind of all just been brought to being a wider space to be more fitting for all the kids running around and having fun. You go.
I imagine there's rooms for recreation. There's
course.
rooms for like art classes and random
Correct. There's
flop rooms.
There's a bunch of currently just empty rooms. They don't have any, obviously, like any specific stuff yet for that kind of thing. But
Okay.
there is like a good numerous 15, 20 kind of rooms you could do stuff with that are larger. There's a large cafeteria room. There's a large central lobby room. And then there's also around like a good, like 75 communal bedrooms, each bedroom being able to fit like 4 people.
Your hot dogs are done.
Huh?
Your hot dogs.
Oh yeah, my hot dogs are done? Okay, cool. No, there's 100 rooms with each able to fit 5 people. There's 100 communal rooms, each room being able to fit 5 kids. Which is exactly
that sounds more accurate.
That's 500 exactly. Sorry.
Okay, perfect. So Boulder and I kind of tour the place. I say, okay, we obviously still need some work because there's nothing for them to do, and we'll need staff to feed them. So we'll have to work on some logistics. But what do you think, Boulder?
It is a fine place. It's much larger. The orphanage I worked at, we had 5 rooms for 5 kids each. We didn't have many people in my village, to be fair, but I dare say we will need more help than simply I for a project this massive.
I agree. Do you think you can handle it? Getting all these things together, getting me finding where we can source our furniture and food, and hire some people to manage the children as well as the day-to-day care.
If Tyriel sees so fit, of course I can do so.
Then that is your task. For now, I would speak for Tyriel and say to get this orphanage up and running and ready to accept at least half the number of children in which it intends to hold. is your current task. Report back to me with the things that I've asked, and again, I'll list that he needs to figure out what furniture we need, design some activities, order some food, hire some people.
Yes, easy done.
Good. And with that, I leave him there to get started, and I would go to Tyrael, and I think someone else should take
Sorry
the
to interject. Do you give him any gold to do that with?
No.
Oh yeah.
He's going to figure out what he needs and report back to me, so then I can
He does.
hire
I get it.
labor.
He does
or,
ask for a. He does ask for like a budgetary idea how much he should be looking to not spend and to spend.
I tell him he can work with a few thousand gold.
Okay. He says, I could get it done for 1,000 gold
Say
apiece.
three to five.
I could get it done for
but
1,000 simply.
Can I get an insight on him real quick?
Go ahead for sure.
When he asked me that. Not super great. I didn't say guidance. Damn. Perception would be a 15.
He doesn't even put up a
Perception
fight.
or insight?
He's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Insight. I think it's the same. Yeah, 15.
Regardless, he's not trying to put up a front. You can see easily into him. He's not trying to hide anything. And what makes
the kind of guy who's gonna say he can get it done with 1,000 and he uses the whole 1,000 instead of just actually paying for things at price instead of just throwing money away at it. Because that's why I felt my character would feel reluctant in telling him a number. I asked him to give me an assessment, so I don't think my character would say, "Come to me when you have a number."
he says he definitely get it done for 1,000 gold, and he genuinely means it. You can see he's just a kind old man. He's just
so everything, hiring labor, ordering all the furniture, having it delivered and put in is 1,000 gold. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Well, furniture doesn't have to be delivered. Simply, there's a whole town center square with a furniture shop, a couple actually, located throughout it. So finding furniture locally is very easy. He says that telling the people that persuading people to do things for the kindness of children has been a specialty of his ever since he became the leader of the orphanage that he worked at back at the village. So he's sure he
Smart
can.
man. So he's going to get volunteers to teach him.
Exactly. He can
children.
involve in people who he'll give furniture for cheaper, knowing that it's an orphanage. All food suppliers for cheaper, knowing that it's going to feed kids. Yes, he knows where to go and how to talk to people to get something done, especially for the kindness of children.
Let it be done.
All right. Yeah, he can easily get that done. You can take it now.
I give him
1,000 gold.
I give him half the money now.
You can go ahead and just write it off now. Write the full 1,000 off, and it's done.
Again, I worked as a contractor for a while, so I'm leery of hiring people to do things based on what they say they're gonna do before I see what they can actually accomplish.
What I mean is you're with the down.
I'll take 1,000 gold off
for this. Hold on, for the sake of this, at some
brevity.
So for brevity, you would talk to the group about the way that your progress with the orphanage is going, and I would give you another 5. Take off 500. I'll take off.
Okay, that's fair.
I believe that's a noble cause.
Yeah, that works for me. I'll take 500 back.
And then I will spend 500.
Is there any insight that you have, Vadagar, since you are now someone investing?
I'm trusting you with this kind of stuff, as I haven't.
Well, tell it to Boulder if you think that there's something the kids might need or something that I
No, I'm trusting you. I don't fucking. Yeah. Personally, as a human being, I just don't like kids at all. I'm trusting you with this endeavor. I think it's a noble cause, and I am definitely just going to do like an angel donation of $500. I mean,
yeah, Vadagar.
I've been springing for half a lot of the shit that you've been doing. Not all, obviously, because but I'm definitely going to give you if this is to help the less fortunate. I'm definitely giving you $500.
Now, so you
split the cost
money to build this, so yeah, it makes sense that you would split the cost.
Yeah, 100%. Once you say, once
furnish
you,
it, hire
at
the
some
people.
night when we're hanging out, you like, I ask you how it's going with your image, you tell me, and I
We're done.
pay
Okay,
half. Yeah.
we're good. All right.
All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
All right.
And I say to Boulder, if there's any questions, if you need anything, feel free to talk to me, Tyrael, who's usually at the inn, as well as Gwendolyn. We actually haven't adopted a child already together that we saved at some point. And your food and drinks are free at the tavern, as well as a room if you need it.
All right. And just like that, the orphanage has been staffed. I'm grabbing some NPCs that would be perfect for this job. Where is Minerva? Herself would actually be great for this. Can't find her. Whatever. I'll worry about it later. Mushroom, stop whining at me. You're not getting my food, asshole.
My pets do the same thing. I'm like, I haven't even eaten yet, so you can back off.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
kitty.
You no, kitty. It's a bad kitty. It's a good one. Gadok, take a funny die for that one.
kitty.
No, kitty. It's my pie, kitty.
Bye.
I fucking love South Park. That is great. Thank you, Gadok. Take a funny die for that one. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. Take one from me too. You, sir, you do not get enough because you don't. I get it. You're respectful. You don't interject too often, but you deserve some funny dice sometimes. Take one from me, please.
That was a good joke, so I'll allow it. South Park's great. That's my shit. That's the cartoon I was allowed to watch when I was growing up because my parents hated Disney and Nickelodeon. Rightfully so, looking back, thinking of the Nickelodeon shows and the Disney shows that I would have been watching at the time, South Park probably was a better option.
Jesus, really?
Yep.
So like my parents, my mom has the entire Disney collection.
Nope, my mom was a history major in college before she passed away. And she fucking hated the fact that, the Walt Disney donated to the Nazi party and a whole bunch of shit she learned about while she
I don't.
was. Yeah.
My mom's not smart enough to know that.
Yeah,
How
no,
do
my
you know
mom,
that?
my mom was a deep history buff and shit. So, and then
Well,
my dad
mom's
when my dad learned it, he was just like, "Oh, yeah, that's bad." So he just went with whatever she said.
well, my dad also,
Yeah.
many words. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, but like my mom, super sweet, nicest person you'll ever meet, but dumb as a fucking doornail.
I get that. It's my grandparents. I get that. That's who I live with. When after my parents pass, yeah, I get that. It's with my grandparents. That's what I deal with. So yeah. All right, we're good. So, what do you want to do with your last 2 downtime slots, Atlan? You've handled 2 slots so far. You have 2 left.
Sorry, actually, does anybody else want to go first? I think I've taken up way more than enough time.
Do you know exactly what you want to do?
I mean,
More or less. Like I said, I want to go to
Okay.
Coxie and try to get that
Gotcha.
area of
What about
effect
so I
thing figured
shouldn't
out.
speak for Gadok, or Godak. Godak, do you want to do something?
The only thing I'm probably gonna do, if anything, well, actually, yeah, I was probably just gonna train my wisdom up some more.
All right, have at it.
And
go ahead. Yep, roll 4 wisdom and 4 wisdom skills you want to work on.
Well, I mean, we could also ask him what he's trying to train for, because I mean, you can roll up some different things together.
Yeah, are you trying to learn something? Yeah, what are you just working on wisdom, or do you want to learn something new?
right now, not really.
Like, do you want to train Mother Bucker to do more abilities? Because you can, with your his wisdom's your magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if wisdom's your magic, you could practice teaching Mother Bucker some stuff and develop abilities with her while you train your magic. Just thoughts. I mean, you don't have to capitalize on that, but it's just my thoughts.
Okay.
You want a bit of time to think about it, and Alan
We'll
can
get back.
finish his, or I could do mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Vadagar?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say no. I'll wait for Atlan to be done.
Okay.
Atlan, finish your stuff, and then I'll jump in.
Okay. Then I will say Boulder would be given the key. Obviously,
Okay.
one of the 4 keys for the orphanage. I'd go to Tyrael, give him a key, and update him on the orphanage, and ask him. Obviously, I'm not asking or begging for anything, but if he's interested to go in and check on it and help out if any way he sees fit, he's more than welcome and appreciated for that. I would check in with Gwendolyn and make sure everything's going okay with her. And for brevity, I mean, unless you have some problem that's going on in the tavern, we can just kind of say that's that. I appreciate her service type of thing. Thank you. Love you. See you later.
Okay.
I check in with the brewers, make sure everything's going okay with them. Brief if possible, unless there's a problem with the brewery. If they're okay, then I go to, I believe it was Priest Coxey, because I chuckled at the name at one point.
Yes. Indeed.
So
Entering
I'm in the
entering
temple.
the temple, you find Priest Coxey wiping down one of the tables currently. He's just hard at work cleaning after breakfast
Is
service.
is Maxie around?
Yeah, Maxie is sitting, as always, at the head of the temple in his big gold chair with his big bodyguard standing next to him, looking all menacing, just sitting there, just doing nothing. Just kind of like, he seems like he's almost half asleep.
So he doesn't even kind of see me walk in.
Nope, he doesn't even notice you.
Oh, damn, that's so tempting. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm not doing anything today, so let's see. I'm going to activate Blood Wings quietly, if possible.
I mean,
Just kind of
it's not too hard to do that quietly. All you have to do is say it.
whisper the spell. I float up into the air. I channel some energy from Tyrael. My staff starts glowing in purple and red, kind of deep swirls, and it starts to spark, sort of like when you throw something weird into the fire, and then it's like a sparkler on 4th of July. And I use my channel divinity to channel a bunch of Tyrael's energy, and I slam a harmless blast of Tyrael's power in a, what do you call this?
Are we about to roll initiative?
No, it's just going to scare the shit out of him, I hope. It's not going to hurt him. It's not going to
Let
do
us.
anything. It's just going to be loud and a bunch of just Tyrael energy to try and wake him up so that he feels pepped and happy to come on with his day and sit in that fucking spot. Again, harmless energy, but just every source of it feels like Tyrael in here. I can taste it. Energy towards him in a sort of big wave.
Okay. Yeah.
I take back the sound. It doesn't make a sound. It's just Tyrael energy blast.
He kind of is. He's shocked up, and he's like, "Oh, fuck!" And he looks and he sees you, and he's like, "Oh, fucking shit, not him." And he kind of just like his eyes kind of dart away from you for a bit before going back to you, like, "Ah, well, good day, Hero Atlan." And he kind of like rubs the back of his neck a bit, and he kind of like leans over to Khan a bit, and like you see him whisper something, but you can't quite hear what he's saying. And he's like, "You just try to roll to hear what he's saying."
Yeah, if I have the opportunity to roll, I'm gonna roll.
Yep.
Perception, I imagine.
Yep.
Oh, that's a natural 1. Plus 8 would be a dirty 9. But a
Yes.
natural 1 fails. So
Yeah, sadly,
I
you're
don't
not
hear
able
him.
to make it out.
And I don't need to, but my eyes do still have a little bit of that residual channel divinity energy and they glow or like fizzle out with that purple red light. As I stare at him, and he obviously can't look at me. And then I feel accomplished. And I go back to, or I go over to Priest Coxie as he's busting a table and greet him.
Ah, Atlan. What are you here for today? You notice he's more anxious and kind of nervous than normal.
Actually, I have come to visit you. How are you faring, Coxie?
Oh, me? I have no idea why you'd want to see me. I have just been here at the temple, and he kind of rubs the back of his neck, and he looks all around, like, looking down at your feet, not looking you really in the eyes, and he's like, I've just been here the whole day, and the last couple of days, I've just been here. Definitely not anywhere else. Why?
Insight.
Go ahead.
I'll let you guys see this one.
I don't think I was making it that hard to tell.
I just want to know how hard I know. So that's a 17
Oh yeah,
modifier.
he's lying, and he's lying bad. For the man who's supposed to hide the outlaw's refuge, the biggest secret of Tristram, he is not good at lying apparently.
Okay. I asked him if he would take a walk with me. I have something I might need him to do, and I think would be better served uh, if he comes with me.
Um of course, yes. Lead the way.
I mean, he can finish what he's doing, but then meet me in front of the temple in about a minute or 2 or 5.
I just wiping down the table. I can go now, and he follows you.
All right. So once he meets up with me, I take him away, and I'm going to walk away from the refuge. We're kind of walking through sort of noisy, crowded streets, but I keep him close so that he can hear me. And I say, hey, what's going on? You seem off and on edge.
Yes, you have no idea. It would seem that the kingpin wants to come up. He wants to kill Maxie, and he wants to take his rightful place that he claims is up here, with the rest of, the not murderers and cannibals.
And we'd walk into the stables. I'd walk along the horses and keep my eye out if there was anybody hanging out, and try to stay now away from any ears.
Rolling perception.
Okay. Natural 20 plus
Ooh.
8, 28.
Oh yeah, you're able to tell that you are in a nice secluded area. There's only one person around, and that would be that would be Nox. There's a couple guards, but they're all Thaddeus's guards, and they're just simply magic apparitions. They don't have any real intelligence. They're simulacrums. They only
They also communicate direct. Like Thaddeus sees everything that they see.
yes, yeah. So they directly communicate with Thaddeus. So they're not a threat to you, and they you know them to be safe, and that he knows, of course, about the Outlaws' Refuge as well.
Yeah, so
Thaddeus.
keeping our voices down at this point, knowing that we're relatively secluded and safe, try to get it out of him. Why is he anxious? What's going on? Talk to me.
Did you not hear what I already said? He repeats again. The kingpin. He's spouting out ideas.
Why is that? Is he threatening to breach the surface on his
Yes.
own under violent terms?
On his own? He's threatening to breach the surface with an army of thralls. He has been
Right,
amassing
I understand
slaves
that,
and
but to take over the town as the king or whatever.
yeah, he wants the kingpin to be the king.
Okay, that is somewhat discouraging news, and I appreciate you taking this telling me about this because we may need some help to resolve this. Um, thinks for a minute and says, "I'll get back to you." What actually reverse that? How much time do you think we have? Has he given you a cutoff like the solstice or the end of the month?
Yes, he says that when the general falls, when the heroes have completed their quest, is when they'll strike at their moments when they've fought their hardest and they're most exhausted. That is when he plans to launch his assault.
Okay. Well, we are currently well rested in town. So as long as we stay, he's not going to be encouraged to do so.
Indeed, he's afraid of you all more than anything else.
Okay. I will talk to my allies and maybe we take an extra day or so here in town while we figure out something to do about this and I will talk to Tyrael. I will talk to um, the powers that may need to know to see if we can come to some mutual resolution because I don't think that Kingpin is unjustified in wanting to breathe fresh air. I don't think it's fair that we force them down there just because of their lineage.
He
But I do
he
understand that the general population does
Realize
not
he's a
want to
cannibal,
see.
right?
he was forced down there because he was eating children.
But the rest of the people down there don't
Oh
necessarily
yes,
need to
well,
be excluded.
They're
I
being
would
turned into
yeah,
thralls.
like around
Like,
yeah.
Adlin, I know you take a lot of notes, and I'm just gonna throw out there that what we know from him, from what Aretha told us, is that he is a cannibal. He is torturing people, turning them into thralls, and creating. Now we know he's creating an army of thralls. So like, he is a threat. That like, he's on my mission list. Threat.
You realize I told him that I'm going to talk to you guys first, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's okay.
I want you like I don't know if you
I'm aware,
learned the information.
but my character does not want hundreds of people slaughtered because one guy is a bad guy.
Oh, so okay, so thralls are no longer alive. They're dead.
I'm aware. We
He's
can't
killing
change
people,
that.
turning them into an
Yes,
army.
I know. I
Yeah.
know.
Okay. Okay.
It's okay.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We will. We will. I have an idea. I didn't just. We're not. It's not me and you right now. So I thank Coxie for the information. I tell him to have faith. We will find a solution that doesn't mean that any of us necessarily have to fight or die or sacrifice anything. And he can rest assured because we currently don't have plans to leave town in any hurry that I'm aware of. And to finish his duties at the temple and find us at the tavern tonight.
He seems to be a little eased a bit, but he grabs your wrist, Alan, and he says, "Please, you have to be careful. He has people watching you. He knows that you found the monastery entrance. The minute you enter that building, he will assault Tristram. So please, have some sort of plan. I beggeth of you."
We will develop the plan as once I talk to my associates, my fellow party members. We will figure something out. We have succeeded so far in everything we have tried. I don't think this is something we will fail. We've been probably prepared for this for some time. We knew that it was going to come to some sort of head. So we just now the ball has rolled, and we will have to be ready to catch it, and we will know how to catch it when the time comes.
He gives you a little bit of a bow and he says, "Okay, well, thank you for putting my mind at ease at least. I can at least work more calmly now. Huh. God, how has my family kept this secret for decades? Fuck.
Don't forget, find me at the tavern tonight when the days end.
Of course. And he goes back to the temple. All right, that's another. Oh wait, no, wait. No, it's not even. I completely forgot the whole reason why you had to get to him was to train with him. You want to use your 2 slots to train with
Yeah,
him now?
no. Actually, he's. I mean, in my mind, to play it or to role play it properly, he's distraught. Now is not a time to ask him to teach me something. I've made a connection with him. I've helped him feel better, so hopefully he'll be definitely willing to train me and maybe more successful at it. So I will take the rest of my slots at the training hall, training intelligence, and actually send Bandito on his way because I forgot he's been in the backpack to the blacksmith as we traditionally do.
Okay.
I want to train intelligence and investigation, and he wants to train his strength and blacksmithing.
Because you didn't say it sooner, I am only going to give you 2 rolls to Bandito today. I would normally give you the full 4.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what I said. I forgot he was in there, so he only gets these hours as
Yep.
well.
So 2 rolls for both of you.
So 2 for intelligence.
And then 2 in an intelligence skill.
Ooh.
And then from Bandito, I need just a straight D20 and a con roll.
So my intelligence highest roll was a 12. I don't think I
Okay.
get anything from
Nothing
that.
from that now.
I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20 for my investigation.
Nat 20 will give you 0.4 to your investigation, though.
0.4. Okay, those are my 2 skill rolls. Bandito.
Con and D20.
Constitution rolls are a 20, natural 20, and a 17
Damn, 2
plus
nat 20s.
Constitution would be 21.
So that's
No, 1 natural 20 and a 21.
so 0.4 and 0.3, so 0.7. And both of those will be 2 ticks into his blacksmithing feat.
Those are Constitution. So now his Constitution actually goes up to 20.
Damn!
And
Bandito's
his
got a 20 in
blacksmithing,
con?
yeah, he had a pretty high Constitution. I mean, he eats trash, dude.
That's fair. Yeah, he is right.
And Detritus, you said 2 to blacksmith.
Yeah, no, 2 for each, so 4 total ticks.
4 for blacksmith.
4 blacksmith ticks, yeah. Oh no, it was point. It was point.
It was 7 for Constitution.
Yeah, and 0.5 into his blacksmith, and then 4 ticks.
I don't understand.
Oh, you're gonna start from this point for those 2 rolls. You're gonna start building like a modifier to add on to your blacksmithing rolls.
Oh shoot! So he's
Yeah,
at 16 blacksmith ticks, I think.
Yep, should be something like that.
And now 0.4.
0.5.
5.
Yep.
Okay, so he's
And
a
so, yeah.
16 and a half.
He's starting. Yeah,
40.
he's starting to build a modifier to add to his blacksmithing rolls.
Okay, and so that's him for today. And
Alright.
I'll figure out that blacksmithing stuff because I think by now he's learned a few extra things about crafting. Because right now he can only modify a weapon to +1, and he hasn't really made too much. So we'll figure that out in some downtime, some non-game time in the future.
Okay. We got plenty of time too. It's only 7:30. We have another hour and a half till the session ends.
Yeah, but I know Vadigar has some downtime stuff and Gadok.
Yep. Vadigar, you want to go next?
First, I'm gonna ask Godak. Do you know what you want to do now? Now that you have some time to think about it.
I mean, pretty much. Well, I don't really have anything as far as skills or anything like that. For Bucker in terms of that. I do have some other stuff unrelated to Bucker that I was gonna probably look into doing, but I think I'll just probably stick with my wisdom stuff right now.
Okay.
All
right. Well, I'm gonna let you do your downtime if you got it figured out. I'm gonna let you do your downtime because I did have a lot of speed.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do
So
my
you should go
4
first.
roll of wisdom. And that was pretty good for those 4 initial rolls. Then I want to do. Wisdom based, I think I'll probably do. Yeah, perception again, I guess.
Okay.
You pull up the game log for that. Okay, so for the wisdom based stat check, I got 22, 24, 18, and a 10.
Were any of those
And then
nats or
for
no?
let me.
For the nat 24 was the 24 and nat 20.
Yeah, the 24 was in that 20.
All right, so 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0.9 to your wisdom. Or was that perception? Either way, 0.9 to whatever you just rolled.
Okay, so that's gonna increase my wisdom.
What are you at? What you bring it to?
From training, that would give me my second point from training increase. So now I'm sitting at like 2.8.
So what are you what's your
For
stat?
my
What's the actual stat?
the base stat for the wisdom stat, when that gets added, I'll make it a 20.
You're at 20 now finally?
Yeah,
Nice. Is that your first 20 or is
for
that
the
your
base.
second 20?
That's my first.
That's your first 20? Damn, finally hit his first 20. Atlan, what you're at like 2, right? Vedegar, you're at 2.
Don't think I have 2 nat 20. No, I think I only have 1.
Okay, so yeah, Vedegar, you might only have 1, but I think Atlan has 220 stats, right, Atlan?
Yeah. 220 stats?
Yeah,
No, I rolled 2 nat
Oh,
20.
No,
no,
two
I
stats in
I do
20.
have 220 stats.
Yeah, 2 stats in 20,
I
yeah.
have 2 stats.
That's what I thought.
No,
Yeah,
Yeah,
only my wisdom
I
was
have a
20.
20 and 9 and 18 and 11, 11 and 20.
yeah. So yeah, so we have two. We have one player with 220s in their stats, and then 2 players with 120 in their stats, and then Shepard and the new player will probably be a bit till they also get a 20 in one of their stats. But we are getting there, guys.
And then for perception, I had 24, and that was a unnatural. 24, 16, 29, unnatural. Actually, no, correction, that was a natural 20 there. And then a 10.
Okay, so 0.4, 0.3, and 0.1. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 0.8. 0.8 to your 0.8.
Okay, so that will. Is it 0.8? So that would be 3 points. So that bumped that skill up by 1 as well for my perception.
Very nice, very nice.
I just sent you Laughter my stat sheet. I don't know if you want to show that to your team, but I just showed you
And
my stats.
for
Yep, open it.
I don't know if I have the time to do it, but the only thing I had really for Booker that I wanted to do was I wanted to go to Brood, and I wanted to, I guess, maybe commission like some armor to help raise his armor class, her armor
God,
class.
thank you, Gadog. I forgot I needed to do that.
Your saving throw for your charisma being +9 is so fucking ridiculous. That's so funny. It's like try out charismatic me, bitch.
Well, I mean, charisma saving throws are like charmed and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just a sorcerer's saving throw. That's what that is. Plus the robe of stars.
Yeah.
I mean, gives me.
All right. So, what did you want to do with Brood? What was that, Galak? I was looking
I
at.
just wanted
Veteran
to
stats.
just wanted to really commission some armor for Bucker.
Okay. That's an easy thing to do. Get horse armor commissioned. I mean, He can get that done like within the day. So if you want that now, you can get that now. It'll cost you what kind of quality? What you looking for? Common, uncommon, rare. That's the highest you're gonna get is rare.
Um,
How much
in
gold
that
you willing to
eight.
spend? I think is what he's asking.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the cost for each level? I guess.
Common is gonna be 15 gold. Uncommon's gonna be 75 gold. Rare is gonna be 250.
I'll do rare then, which is
Alright.
250.
All right, so that's just +2 horse armor. Pretty sure horse armor is a core item, right? If am I correct?
Atlan. Referring to you, Atlan, on this one. I can look it up as well.
I'm looking it up right now as well.
Sorry, what was your question?
Is horse armor a core item?
Horse armor?
Yeah.
I feel like he's looking it up right now.
I am.
No.
It's barding. So unless you want to make magic out of it, or if you're looking for custom made plate mail and stuff
No,
like
just
that,
just horse
it would
armor.
be relatively well. It's called, what I'm looking at is called barding, and it's essentially padded armor, leather armor, studded leather, hide, etc. Like you have for a person. It's just made for a horse, and it has
Yep.
AC modifiers.
It's a core item. Yep, barding. Yep, it's a core item.
Yeah, I don't see a designation, but I would assume yes.
Yeah, it's a core item. Yeah, okay. So what kind do you want? You said this is for Mother Bucker, so do you want heavy, medium, or light? She could get definitely carry any of the three. Heavy, heavy she might actually need some training for.
That's what I mean.
What's her
To
strength?
find custom made horse armor and plate armor is probably more rare than finding, your padded leather or your, simple chainmail.
I need her stats. Gadok, what's Mother Bucker's
And I'll
stats?
be right back, guys. It's trash night, so I'm gonna run out. I can hear you. I just
For
can't talk.
for its just its
I need its dex.
ASI,
I
it's
need its
just
dex.
9.
I need its dex and its strength.
It has 19 strength, 13 dex.
Shit, she's better than Garothra.
Yeah, then you definitely could take heavy armor. Yeah, you need strength of 15 for the heaviest thing for plate armor. So is that what you want to get her, plate armor?
Yeah,
All right, plate armor +2 would bring her AC to 20.
20 AC. Okay.
Yeah, so literally just look up barding, barding. It's a core item, and then you'll take it and you'll just add +2 to the plate. At the very bottom of it, it tells you all of the different things you can take from it. At the very bottom is the plate. Heavy armor, it gives you 18, and then it gives you a +2.
All right.
DM, so you are aware, plate barding is 6,000 gold pieces.
Excuse me, what?
So chain barding 200
How do
GP, half plate
How are you
barding is
checking the price of an item? How do you do that?
it's just in the app that I use. Since they're default items, they're like general items and they're not magic. It gives pieces.
Yeah, I
So
don't.
chain barding is 200 GP, half plate binding is 3,000.
Okay. I am
20
gonna,
GP.
knowing this information, I'm gonna take this into account in the future.
Okay, so hold on, let me just I will screenshot this for you so you can see the entire list that I have here in front of me. And I will send it to you real quick.
What app is that you're using? Oh, damn it! I forgot my phone is my face cam, so I can't use my phone while I'm playing D&D. Never mind.
Oop.
It doesn't make me.
It's right there. I'm using Fight Club 5, and it's been filled out by some guy who's been this for like 10 years. He's added all the books to it. I have to pay Fight Club 5 like $2 to get it, and then you just message this guy and he sends you all the information on everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
the only things that have money tags to it are like the default things.
yeah.
Like any sort of magic item, like, and even though like adamantine armor does not have a price tag.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that these ones did, to be honest.
All right. So yeah, in the future, I am gonna take that into account. Sadly, I'm gonna go ahead and 250. What's what I said. So.
No, I mean, hey, it works.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, I'm showing you the price tags.
All right, so you get 250, and then you can take a +2 chain or +2 plate barding, which makes your Motherbucker's AC 20.
Okay.
All right, now Vadagar, what do you want to do?
All right, so one of the first things I do after we leave Thaddeus' shop is I want to go talk to Arisa. I want to go see how she's doing.
All right, you head to the trading grounds to see Arista. Arisa is just hard at work in the training grounds doing her thing. You even see Atlan.
Not Orisa, Arista.
Oh, so you head back to the tavern then. Okay, got you. You head back to the tavern and you kind of just you look around, but you can't find her. What do you do?
I will grab one of my message talismans, throw it in the air as it dissolves. Arista, where are you? Well, yeah, that's what I did.
Yep.
I did it.
And as you do that, once again, whoosh, just behind you, as she always does, she pops out of nowhere, tapping you on the shoulder. Oh, I'm right here.
Oh, I'm glad to see you. Do I see the Phoenix with her? I forget the.
Oh yes, you mean the Firebird?
Yeah, the Phoenix. Yeah.
Lightning Wing. Is that a
I
phoenix?
know the Lightning Wing currently is technically in the stables, but I'm assuming that's not actually where it is.
Yeah, he would be with her. Lightning. The Phoenix is just chilling on Arista's shoulder. You see, she cloaks it in a kind of invisibility spell, and she kind of uncloaks it so you can see it, and it bows to you and acknowledges you, and she recloaks it back up to make it invisible.
I say, good to see you again, Lightning Wing.
As I said, it doesn't say much. It's just sitting solacely, and it gets wrapped back in its invisibility. Arista says that people have been gawking at it, and it's drawn unwanted attention. So they've been cloaking.
Let's go to the stables.
Perfect. Yeah.
So we'll go to the stables.
Perfect. You guys make your way to the private stables.
To the regular stables, yeah, like to our stables, not the
yeah,
tent
private
stables.
stables. Private stables. You see Vadagar, upon getting to the private stables, you see Mo is still sleeping in a pile of hay. And
I'm worried about that. That's Atlan's deal.
Grothra and Sarkoth are just kind of doing their thing. You can see them kind of training with each other. They're like kind of like butting heads, like wrapping their horns and just trying to pin each other. Doing strange things, but they're demon lords. It's maybe not that strange that they're married and training.
No, we don't see any like Quilfiend babies.
No Quilfiend babies or anything like that.
So they haven't really reconnected yet.
Vispidra is just chilling on top of the roof, just chilling there, looking around. It doesn't look happy. It's forced to be there, obviously, but you can see that there definitely is a bit of something to its eyes as it looks at the forests, and it kind of just gazes into the wilderness. You can see that maybe there is more to the beast than just anger and evil.
I wasn't even paying attention to that, so I'm gonna pretend that I didn't see that. But right here, right now, my attention, like I mean, I've seen Sarkoth. I'm not too worried about that. That's just normal to me. Mo also just normal to me. Vespidra is kind of new, but I know she's still on track. I'm not worried about it. And then the real reason I'm here is talk. Well, Arista and Lightning Wing. I'm also here to talk to Lightning Wing.
So Arista uncloaks Lightning Wing, and Lightning Wing flies up to one of the perches nearby on one of the roofs and just chills, looking at everyone, just looking back and forth and looking around. And Arista says, "So, what did you call me for? A job?"
I want to see how you were doing.
Ah,
It's been a while since we've spoken, and I know that you now have this companion Lightning Wing, and I was just curious to check in on you guys and see how you guys.
we've been
We
doing
brought you back
good.
out of the refuge.
I've heard some unpleasant rumors, however, since I've returned from the underground. I made some connections while I was there, and someone sent me a message that apparently the Kingpin is planning an assault on Tristram.
Are we thinking that Atlan has already told me this or no?
No, not yet. This is,
Oh, okay.
he's kind of learning this
'Cause-
information ironically at the same time.
all right. So that is extremely disturbing news. What do you mean?
So he plans to have spies watch you. Apparently, they've already been watching you for some time now. And the moment you enter the monastery to face the general, he plans to plunge an assault into Tristram and take the city and claim the title of king rather than kingpin.
Extremely disturbing. Do you know the identity of these guys?
No, sadly, my contacts do not know that. He's been tight-lipped about who he has watching you, though it seems they are. It's almost as if they can fly because they've been gathering information from locations that would seem almost impossible.
Do you have you formulated any on who these people might be?
If it's who I think it is, it's probably that rat bastard who you warned me about in the first place. That strange fairy fellow.
Interesting. So he's been scouting us from the air. And at that point, I will say Grothra, Sarkoth.
And they both snap their attention over to you. Huh?
Apparently, someone is planning to assault Tristram. I need the two of you to keep your eyes on the sky for any sort of small flying creature, tiny flying creature. I know you have quite the ranged experts. I know you're quite the ranged experts. I need you to keep an eye on that. If you see him, you need to shoot him down.
Understood.
All right. Continue, Arista. Sorry about that.
No, of course. Other than that, I haven't heard much news from down there. Uh, I've just been mainly becoming accustomed to telling the bird where to go and how and what to do, and it's taken a little bit of time, but we've grown to have a form of understanding that if it would like food, then it's going to follow my directions.
I'll cast my spell of speak with animals from my the Gadok's given me. Lightning Wing, how's your time been with the?
She is very demanding. I am a noble beast, and yet I'm made to do simple things like fetching, and it's angering. But the food she feeds she gives me extra fat mice, so I can't complain too much.
Rista, you realize this creature can understand you and is kind of frustrated at the simplicity of the commands you've been giving him.
I understand that, but being someone who works in the shadows, sometimes I have to hide in a location, and having someone swiftly fly out and grab something and swoop back helps a lot in my work.
Hear that, Lightning Wing?
Yes, but I'm a beast for fighting. I am not meant for scavenging and sneaking around.
Seems like quite the dilemma. He prefers to fight.
Ah.
Do you think that maybe your connection is wasted here?
No, I think given time, he'll come to enjoy the work. He enjoys the food I feed him, and we do enjoy each other's company, I believe. He rests and sleeps on me with no problem. So I feel we have some form of connection, and Lightning Wing kind of bows a bit in a little bit of agreement, but it still seems to be
Like, do
stubborn.
you? I
It's
will straight up say, do you
A
agree with that,
little
Lightning?
birdie says, "I have an idea." Cough, cough, tweet, tweet.
Lightning.
Anyways,
Lightning Wing looks to you and he's like, uh, I don't know. I don't want to. You've given me a purpose since I've lost mine at the kingdom. I don't want to.
well, I don't want you to be unhappy with the person who takes care of you. I mean, that's the last thing that I want.
Oh,
However, do you think that maybe you could help her, and then if push comes to shove, knowing that you're by her side will help a great deal, because you are a phoenix. You're a fearsome beast, and when it does come to fighting, she may need you to help her.
well, when you put it like that, you don't even have to roll persuasion. You've stroked the egotistical bird's ego, so you've done perfectly well. One thing phoenixes are known for is their pride and their egos. And the creature kind of he takes this and kind of feels a little bit, he puffs his chest out a bit and he's like, yes, you're right, I'm her defender, her guardian. No, I do not mind her one bit. It's just simply the work that is tedious. But as long as I'm by her side, I'm sure everything will be okay.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that that's the way you think. Because, I mean, Arista is one of our glad that she has a defender like you, because in combat, I don't know what she can do, but knowing her skill set, I'm glad that she does have someone that can defend her if she needs to make an escape. But keep in mind, Lightning Wing, don't die. Like, we can't have you dying. Make sure you get out when she's.
Of course. I have no intention of dying by some miserable fiend who would kill a thief before even interrogating them.
I'm glad to hear it. Just make sure that she's with us, so make sure that she never gets caught.
Of course.
I appreciate it. Rista, I also appreciate your time, and I appreciate the information about Kingpin planning to assault. Garothra and Sarkoth will keep an eye on the sky to try to knock out the scout.
Arisa's looking at you and she's like, You do understand what just happened for me, correct?
I'm a
You
dumb dwarf.
you just you just had a conversation with something that only was clawing back at you, and it's as if it was just fine.
That's fair. How much did it cost me for the ring again? Is it 100 or
It's a what, uncommon?
it's probably rare.
Rares, then probably
It took a few sessions for him to find.
probably. Oh, if it then that might mean it might even be a very rare.
Let me. Can I? Does it tell me what status it is when I look at it? Ring of spell storing. Edit. Does not so. I'll just look it up real quick.
If it took multiple sessions, either I just had really bad rolls for a few sessions for Thaddeus, or it's a very rare, because very rares are a hard roll.
Ring of spell storing. It's a rare.
So yeah, it'd be
No.
it would be 250, and it would be a roll to get it, but it's not an impossible roll.
Barista, I encourage you to get a ring of spell storing as I have. That's why I've communicated with the way I have. And I will give her 250 gold. I'm like, go ask Master Thaddeus for a ring of spell storing, and then come back to see me, and we'll have Gadok put in one of his spells so that you. Well, I mean, take that 250 and see if he can just get you, like an item that allows you to speak with animals.
I do know he gives magic tattoos for certain spells. I can probably get one simply imprinted on my skin.
Whoa, shit! You kidding me right now? I did not know that.
Of
That's
course.
something about Master Thaddeus that I had no idea he could do that.
Of course, he's the magic master.
How much do you think it would cost for that?
Depending on the spell is depending on the cost.
Or speak with animals.
Speak with animals is a rather simple spell. It's only what a beginner one, as in a first level spell.
First level spell.
Yeah, it simply would probably be like 100 gold. I could probably give you back this other 150.
Keep it for yourself.
Oh.
I mean,
Sure.
you've been loyal to us after we caught you breaking into our place, and I do appreciate that. Consider the other 150 wages.
Well, thank you
For-
very much.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm going to take 250 gold out of my pocket.
Okay. She takes 150 into her personal pocket, and then she goes to get
250.
She takes 150 into her personal pocket, but then 100 she spends into getting a tattoo, a magical tattoo.
Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. I'll ask him about that next time I'm there. But yeah, Barista, we do value you here. I know we haven't called upon you much, other than the first job that you did for us. We do appreciate you being here. Take good care of Lightning Wing.
And Lightning Wing kind of flies down to her shoulder and perches, and then she kind of raises her hand and pets the side of the bird. And she takes one of the gold that you just gave her, and she gives it to the bird, and it eats it. And you can see it melting as it eats it, just becoming one with its body. And it kind of like there's a little bit of gold hue begins to radiate from the fire of Lightning Wing.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, that's the conversation I wanted to have with Arista.
All right.
And then I will talk to Grothra and Sarkoth.
All right, you head on over to them.
Do the two of you feel confident that you're going to be able to take down this tiny assailant, or like this tiny scout? You know, keep in mind that their range attack is going to feed on it.
As long as we can get our eyes on him and he stays still for long enough, I think we can. And Sarkoth kind of just, yes, I kill it and eat it.
If it stays still long enough, this creature will not stay still. You have to anticipate your shots.
Well, if it's as tiny as you say it is, I hope I can make the shot. I'm sorry if I fail you though.
Do you believe there's any way that I can try to improve chances at taking this thing down?
I mean, if we were to practice with my shots at distance, yes.
Sarkoth?
Yeah, I could throw my spikes at shit.
Interesting. All right, so for the rest of my downtime, I'm going to do some target practice with Sarkoth and Grothra.
Right.
Both target practicing. I will grab pebbles and shoot over the air, like fucking skeet shooting. Basically skeet shooting.
All right.
And that's how I'm going to spend my downtime.
I want 4 rolls to hit from both of them at disadvantage.
Okay, do I give them, me being here, give them any, like, I'm assisting them with this, do I give them any sort of advantage?
I would allow you to let them use Zephyr, the Sage's Counsel, but as of you yourself, no. The point of this is that if you are not around, or if they are by them, or they have to see the creature and kill it themselves, they have to do this themselves. So they're gonna need to be able to handle it without getting guidance from.
I'm just throwing the skeet.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing the skeet shooting,
but
and then
Sage can help.
Unlike Zephyr, obviously going to be helping them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Obviously,
because it's just
I'm here. I'm here, and Zephyr's on my fucking. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So D20. Disadvantage. Wait, hold on. Oh, that. No, don't worry about that roll. That's nothing. D20 and a D6. Disadvantage. No, the D6 isn't a disadvantage. So fuck it. Okay, so don't worry about that either. So the first, so each of them need to make 4 rolls, right?
Yep, 4 to hit.
Okay, so this is the first one. This is disadvantage, and there's no pluses or minuses to this. Like, do they have their hit?
Yes, they get their plus to hit. Yes.
Okay, so this is for. I'm gonna do Grothra first, so this is gonna be +6.
Okay.
That is a 7 plus 4. That's 11 plus 6 is 17.
Okay. I'll say that's plus 0.3.
Well, they're trying to do something. So like, why don't we roll it all, and then you can tell me why
Okay.
the ability to knock it down. Does that make sense, or do you
Oh,
want to do it differently?
I was giving you increases to their to hit. That's what this was for, to increase their chances to hit it. So to
Oh, okay.
increasing
All
your
right,
to
all
hit,
right.
yeah. So I figured that's what made sense, was to increase your to hit.
Well, I mean, we're doing this for a specific purpose, so I didn't know if this was going to be like just to add to their ability to do this.
No, this will increase their chances of hitting overall and everything.
All right, so I'm going to put
They're
Grothra
just training their accuracy.
hit accuracy. Grothra hit. I'm just going to put Grothra hit. You said +3?
That was a +3. Yeah.
Plus 0.3?
Yeah, point.
Boom. All right, put that in there. At the bottom. Yeah, right there. Okay, so 2d20s. It's a d6. Lower number is a 6 plus a 6. That's 12 plus 6. That's 18.
Another 0.3.
6. Right, 2d20s, a 6. Is indefinite 8, so that's 13 plus 6, that's 9, 19.
Plus 0.3. So it's 0.9 total. So far.
Well, last one. 2d20s, and a d6.
Thank you for dropping
That's
the chat,
a,
Adam.
it's a 16.
16. Plus 0.2. So yeah, that's the full one, and then 0.1 into the next one.
1.2. And that's the end of that. And then for Sarkoth, better. 2d20s and a d6. That is an 8, or that is a 11.
So 19.
Yep.
That's plus 0.3.
Just add that Sarkoth hit chance. Sarkoth hit. Said 0.3.
Yep.
Add that. 2d20s, d6. No. 2d20s and a d6. That is a 14 plus 8. That's a 22.
That's a plus 0.4.
0.4. Okay. Oh god, that fuck. Nat 20, but it's disadvantage. So 17 plus 5 is 22 plus 8 is 30.
That is. Oh, I'll give you 0.5 for that.
0.5 would make me at 1.2. That was only the second one. 2d20s plus 6. Nat 20 again, and a 19 and a 6. 25 plus 9. That is 34.
What was said? What was that?
I rolled a nat 20 and a 19 at disadvantage, and then I rolled a 6 with Sage's Cancel, so 25 plus a fucking 9. That is 30.
I'll give you another. I'll give you 0.6 for that one. Yeah, you keep topping it.
That's 2 fucking nat 20s wasted, mind you, but let's roll again. That is an 8 6, that is 14 plus a 9. That is a 23.
I'll give you another point 4 for that.
Okay. 2, 2. Okay. So just so you know, Sarkoth's roll to hit is at 10 now.
Okay, perfect.
Grother's at 7. Sarkoth is at 10.
All right.
Yeah, that's my downtime? I just
That's your
spent my whole day
downtime.
training.
Yep. And now
Perfect.
that wraps up all the downtime. I will say, guys, after today's session, there will not be any downtime. I'm just gonna, what we did pretty much all day today, and all the stuff we're just gonna handle. We're just gonna do because
Well, it's still only 8 o'clock.
we only have an hour. That fight is gonna take longer than an hour, so we can just keep doing stuff for another hour. We'll just keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what do you guys want to do now? Now that you guys finished your downtime, what do you guys want to actually do with your today? With actually, you woke up another, you wake up another day. What do you guys want to do?
What stuff we could do? Does
I
anyone
look
want
to
to do any
Vadigar.
shopping? Oh. Do we need to go buy anything for anybody? To buy stuff?
I'm sure there are things to buy. Is there something you have your mind on?
Ring a spell storing for. Well, I mean, hey, wait. So hold on. Let's role play out. I come back with my intel.
Yes.
Atlan comes back with his intel.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So let's role play this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So we're all sitting around the fire, eating our food, talking about the last day. I have some very interesting news to deliver to the group.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
So it appears that the Outlaws' Refuge, which we thought we could hold off on, I don't think we can hold off on it any longer. Like it's becoming a more difficult matter. And Arista, if she's nearby, can fill you in with the details as well. I said that loudly, specifically to try and trigger her.
Trigger, yeah.
I pause for a few seconds. Does Arista appear?
So
Yeah.
wait, where is this conversation happening?
We're on the campfire.
Yeah. Everyone move their
Okay.
tokens, please.
Oh shit! I might put my phone in my pocket. All right.
I can find
I
it.
figured we're just theater of the minding this at this point.
For now, yeah.
It's for the
that's fine.
it's for the
I'll find
video.
something.
It's for the video. We are recording.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Of
fair.
course.
That's fair.
We're also live,
I
of
lost
course.
myself.
470 fucking hours straight.
7,000 people watch.
I wish, bro. I wish.
I know. We're trying to get there. I'm talking in chat, inciting.
No, that's helping.
inciting
It's helping a lot.
interesting-
No, yeah, the chatting helps with the algorithm a lot. So thank you.
Interesting
This
conversation.
is gonna be our first session with no combat. I feel like that's
Uh,
worthy to mention.
maybe.
Yeah, it probably will. Yeah, I doubt we really have time for any combat. To be
Oh,
honest,
shit.
it probably will
Alright.
just be a full.
So also, just because I noticed Gilbert was there, DM, paint us a tune.
Okay, Gilbert. He sees everyone around the fireplace. It's fresh in the morning. He's nice. He's preppy. He looks around and he sees what you're all eating for breakfast. So tell me, adventurers, what are you eating for breakfast?
The limbs of our enemies. No, I'm kidding.
There was Atlan feasting on flesh.
No, definitely I did not say that in
No,
character.
I know, I'm playing. But what are you guys all eating? Seriously, what are you guys eating? I need to know. Gilbert can't make a tune if he doesn't know what his.
So Adlin has a diet of he eats some nuts, he eats some fruits, and he has maybe a piece or two of toast, a sip of some coffee or tea,
Okay.
and a generous helping of water in the morning.
Okay, got it. All right. He starts the song off. The heroes of Tristram eating their food. And let's see what their diet is. First, we have Atlan eats like a squirrel, but on the battlefield he defends like an ox. And then who do we go to next? Vadagar, what are you eating?
I'm eating like fucking a collage. I'm gonna just describe what I actually ate for breakfast.
That's what I did. That's my breakfast.
Yeah,
My personal
So
breakfast is usually nuts, fruits,
I
and
cook up
bread.
some sausage and then some pasta. Like I grab like the little like gemelli noodles or whatever, and then once that's cooked up, I throw it into a pot and I throw in some eggs, cook that up some eggs, have a nice little tomato beside it as well. And yeah, so it's like breakfast sausage, eggs, pasta noodles, all mixed together.
A
Got some
hearty breakfast.
tomatoes.
A hearty
Sounds like
breakfast.
some fancy
Okay.
ramen. Almost like a
No.
fancy ramen.
Yeah,
cafe.
no. I also just
I
like
know.
to eat
I
this
know.
cold too. I'm not gonna lie. I don't
Oh,
generally eat it after I cook
gazpacho.
it.
Then we have
Gazpacho.
Vadagar Masters True eating a bowl bigger than he. Eating the food, it sure is a shock how he even can fight like an ox. I used ox again twice. I'm doing really bad with this improv.
You're doing your best, man. Fine.
Gadok,
Yeah.
what are you?
What
What is?
did you eat? What did you eat for breakfast this morning, Gadok?
I don't think Gadok's breakfast this morning would actually apply to Gadok the character though.
Yeah, I don't even really eat breakfast.
He's fasting. He's fasting. He's just
Probably just eat
probably
whatever.
twigs and
Yeah, I
shit.
mean meat.
Probably be twigs and leaves and shit. I assume, right?
Something like that. Anything really, I guess.
I mean, break fast is just whatever you eat for the first meal of your day. Break fast.
true. Yep.
Okay.
So is your lunch your first meal of the day, really? Or dinner? Do you only eat
I
once a day?
usually drink like protein shakes in the morning.
Okay, so you have a
How about this? How about this?
pureed diet. Like we just throw some veggies and some things in a quote
How about
unquote
this?
blender.
He's a bunch of twigs and leaves in a blender, and he's drinking a smoothie.
Yeah, he's got a smoothie of vegetation.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Go ahead, DM. Take it away.
I'm trying to think of what I could do. I can't.
I know you are.
Just
That's why
don't
I'm
say
putting pressure
ox.
on you
Just
instead of
don't
making it
say
feel
ox.
awkward.
I know. Just don't say ox, right? Son of a fucking bitch. We have Gadok the Gross drinking a shake. Is it made from his own flesh, I might ask? It is green. And then I look down. I noticed around there's not the other. I can't. Fuck it. That is just.
I'm just
What?
gonna say, DM, you're the one who signed yourself up for this.
I know. Fuck off. But I was gonna do a. He's gonna look around for Kodak. Are you eating a shake of your friend? Because it's green and chunky, but that's all I could think of, and I couldn't think of any
And
rhymes to go for it.
Haddock will respond. Well, I've got a song.
Go ahead.
Then
Take it away.
Wildfire Spirit will just pop up underneath between Gilbert's legs. Chestnuts roasting.
Okay. Are you?
An open fire.
Okay, take a funny day. I painted myself into a corner. I didn't have anything prepared. Okay, look.
I kind of saw you doing that, and I'm like, all right, the way you want to do it, let's do it.
Fuck off. Okay, look, I did nothing
Mhm.
prepared. I had planned on this character being a character and making some songs and shit, but I didn't have anything.
You had
none of it ready. None of it. Yeah.
all right. Anyway, that was just like that. We just detracted for a minute. There you go.
That was
Fucking
all. That was
for your funny shit.
That was also all to the tune of Craig's mom's Bush from South Park. If any, that's a song from South Park. So that's what that tune was.
My input is that I appreciate that Godak has come out of his turtle shell tonight
Yeah.
and said some funny things.
Yeah, that's great. Gilbert, my nuts.
All right, so back to the serious conversation that we were actually trying to have. little fucking intermission.
Um,
Arista has told me some disturbing news. All the while, we have this weird fucking song going on in the background. Arista has told me some disturbing news. Apparently, the Outlaws' Refuge, the people taking care of it, are trying to assault Tristram, and they have a spy among us. It's floating over the city, taking aerial shots of us, kind of like a satellite. I spent yesterday training Garothra and Sarkoth to keep an eye out and shoot it down if they see it.
I would suggest perhaps we go to our meeting room downstairs to continue this conversation.
Wise indeed.
And I imagine now the guest bedrooms that we built underground because we have lost players. We could knock down a wall and make a meeting room out of a couple of the bedrooms because I think there's more bedrooms than we need at this time.
Yeah, you wouldn't say.
We can have our underground. What do you call it? Where all the superheroes meet.
Hold on, I think I heard my girlfriend knocking at the door. I'll be right back. Ah!
Give her some keys to the house, bro.
Say Arista appeared,
Yeah.
right? Do I remember
Right,
that?
but I'm saying my character is suggesting that we
Yeah,
move to a
we
more
move it
private
out. We move it
place.
out of the. We move.
So we go
Tavern
into
itself,
our
yeah.
underground, or where our bed chambers are. We have a conference room, right?
Well, sure. I mean, yeah.
Scared
Whatever,
the
fucking
fucking
A little secret area we could sit down
piss
some
out of me,
tables. We can have
bro.
some
Oh my
cigars or
God.
whatever, and
Yeah.
just chill and
Okay, I'm back.
and
All right, so yeah, I mean, Arista. You said Arista appeared, so Arista is now with us as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Let me- hold on,
Alan
let me
says
grab her.
we should rediscuss this in our own
we
private
move to our
area.
private quarters.
So we're gonna. Okay. If it costs money to kind of retcon for the sake of brevity, if it costs money, I'll chip in for it too. Yeah. Just to have it like retrofitted
No,
to
it's
have
very
us a
capable.
meeting area.
It's so much harder to figure
Because
out.
I mean, I'm assuming once we
Actually,
don't
no,
need those
Riley
rooms
would
that
not
are
come with
renovated.
us. Thank you, GM.
Nor would have Kaya.
Riley.
Just the main party.
I
and
feel like
Arista.
Riley would come with us. Or actually, no,
Not,
you're right.
We're
He
not
honestly-
going to take the
he honestly
Seaman.
shouldn't even
We're
be
not taking
here.
Shepard. We're not.
Yeah.
Oh, is Shepard going to come back? I thought you said Shepard was done.
No, Shepard's still here.
Shepard.
No, he's not here
just
today.
got me.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
He
at
got-
work.
He got called into work.
Yeah,
My mistake.
Shepard
I was
is the main
also
character.
detained for a bit. So
You're good.
As we're going over there, I'm gonna ask Tyrael to come.
Yeah, Tyrael would
Tyrell's
definitely
in
come
here.
too. Yeah, Tyrael would come as well.
Tyrael was also invited. Yeah.
Gilbert just watches you all like walk through a wall, and he's just like, "What the fuck? What just happened?" Oh, whatever. Fuck it. They're adventurers, and he just goes off to continue playing music at the fire. He tries to impress Kia. I'm gonna see if he succeeds in doing so. I'm gonna roll. My dice roller closed for some reason. There we go. Roll. Nope. That's a nat 1.
He's so distracted with us walking through a wall that
he falls face first while he's performing, and he fucking knocks himself out on the fireplace.
I hear this clutter, and I'm like, as we're walking through, probably put like a doorway there or something, or like we should try to mask this somehow.
He just fucking smacks his head into the fucking fireplace, like the stone wall, and he's just out cold. And Kia's just like, "Oh,
At
fuck."
least I won't have to fire him. He's just gonna die.
Kia's just like, "Oh, fuck, let me help him." And she grabs him and she brings him to the tavern rooms upstairs. And this was a fail.
He's dead.
You go, Gilbert. You get that.
He fails.
He's rolling death saves.
He fails to intentionally riz her, but he succeeds in accidentally rizzing her because this kind of works in his favor as she sees him as a kind of a clumsy goof, and she kind of finds it adorable, picking him up and taking him to a tavern room, and she helps him, kind of like nursing him back.
To a tavern room. We all know what happens there.
Yeah.
I might not continue to employ the man, though.
He's good at
I
his
fucking-
job, I promise.
He almost died in front of everybody.
He's good at his
so
job.
You don't know this. You don't know this.
Yeah, you don't know any of this.
I would find out. Gwen would have told me afterwards.
Gwen didn't see
Does she
shit.
know this?
Gwen's with Grandma Gertrude right now, talking with old Bill. The only person who saw that was Kia.
No, I imagine Gwen as an attentive tavern owner, and she would have heard
You can't
everything
be
from every
everywhere. You can't be
barmaid.
everywhere at once. In this moment,
She would
was not there.
No, I'm not there in this moment. I know. This is me talking as a player. Gwen would hear from her staff on a routine basis. She would know that Kia brought this guy who almost died in the fire pit upstairs, and then Gwen eventually would tell me at least some of that stuff. So I might learn down the line about what has happened or what is currently "quote unquote" happening.
I'm gonna roll
That's
for
not
that.
what's happening right now.
That's my
That's not happening.
decision.
That's
And
that's not happening right now.
as
Could
a
we
DM,
continue on?
I rolled a nat 20. That is definitely what actually happens. Yeah, she definitely tells you.
Okay, but we're not worried about that at this moment.
Yep. So, what are you guys doing? You guys go to the private rooms. Billy peeks his little head out. He's like looking at all you guys, like, what's going on?
So
We're having that conversation. Yes,
yeah,
we
well, we're in
resume
a
the
meeting room.
conversation.
It's probably not. It's probably not like conjoined so closely with that, but I mean, he
Mhm.
can press his ear to the wall. Anyway, back to the situation at hand. Yeah. So again, Arista here has told me that Oliver, that little fucking fairy that was found in the basement of Thaddeus' nowhere. Apparently, it's him that's flying around town, and they're ready to attack the instant that we attack the monastery. They're waiting for us to be gone from them for a while. Like, we need to deal with this before we deal with the monastery. I've taught Garothra and Sarkov to be wary, or to keep their eyes on the sky and try to shoot them out of the sky. I'm not sure if they'd be successful in that, though.
Oh, were you drawing those blue lines to like say this the wall's not here?
That wall. That this is now our conference room.
Could
We're
just
all in
Does
here
no one have anything to
underground.
say?
hold on. Let's
Well,
just
I wasn't sure. Were you
let's just-
asking the DM a question?
let's just
I was speaking in my character's voice.
Okay,
let's just
I thought so,
let's
but
just-
which you gonna edit the map right now?
No, I'm just gonna use this bigger room rather than fucking make my audience confused that what the fuck is this weird blue
I just
line
okay,
room?
yeah.
Just gonna move.
I
it
just
over
didn't
here.
want to put everybody basically on top of each other.
There you go. Everyone's just standing around in this room.
Anyway, yeah. So, Vadagar response. Get a Godoc. If you have a response, go ahead. But I would like to respond in character. Just give me a second. Go first, though, if you know what you want to say.
Well, kind of. Well, hmm.
Does Tyrael have anything to say in the meantime?
If
I
there's
assume that Tyrio doesn't really say anything unless we really ask him directly.
yeah, he kind of just grunts and he's like, yes, a fairy. What the fuck is a fairy?
Tiny little flying creature. He's super agile. He seems to be very chaotic. From what I've encountered of him, very very chaotic. But apparently he's been helping the Kingpin underground, who is cannibalizing the people, and turning people into thralls, and he's getting ready to the city in once we leave.
Wait, are you saying a bird is relaying info to the Kingpin?
No, it's a fairy, not a bird. Where'd you get bird from? Tyrael, come on now.
What the fuck is a fairy? Vadagar, in all seriousness, I do not know
Zephyr will cast
what you're
minor
talking
illusion.
about. Oh,
Zephyr will cast minor illusion and make a spitting image of Oliver.
oh, what the fuck is that? He like looks at it really close and he's like,
That would be Oliver. That is the person spying on New Tristram from the
It's-
underground for nefarious purposes.
it's like a big pixie. It's like I've. It's like a. Do you know what a pixie is, Vanagar? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Indeed, I do, and I switched the image to a pixie.
And it's like, yeah, it's like a bigger one of those. We don't have those here. Where the fuck did that come from? God damn this fucking mage.
Nobody knows. But this is what has been scouting the city, and is waiting for us to leave in order to start the march against Tristram from the Kingpin. Arista, you might be able to describe it better than I.
She looks at Tyriel and she looks to you and she says, To be fair, I don't know if we can really take the army he's created. I think the only option is we need to get him when he's by himself and we need to kill him fast. Because this army he's amassed, it's hundreds and hundreds of thralls, so many lives taken and turned to these nefarious creatures. It seems he's even allianced himself with the Dark Mage, using his magic to create these thralls. I fear that if we don't handle him, at least before we enter the monastery, that he will indeed launch an assault. His plan at least, is to have Oliver watch, and when the time comes, he will launch an assault on Tristram as they enter the monastery, when the town has no heroes.
Alan hangs his head and he mutters to himself something about innocent families and children.
Yeah.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I heard that?
Go ahead. Well, what's your? Go ahead. Roll off your nat perception. Go off your nat perception. I'm pretty sure it's like what?
It's regular perception. Adlin, are you gonna roll stealth to see if I didn't hear you?
No, I am perturbed by the news. My character is disturbed, and
What's the DC on that then?
DC on. I'm not trying to deceive you.
No. I was gonna say the DC on my percept, like if I heard your whisper or not.
Probably like a 5.
That's your DM.
Yeah, it's probably like a
Oh.
5.
So a 5.
5? We're gonna say 5. Okay.
He wasn't trying to hide it. Yeah, like a 5.
I kind of muttered under my breath like
Yeah.
hundreds of people may
I
die.
wanted to roll perception on that, and I mean, if you're, I figured that was kind of like a PvP type thing.
I'm not hiding
but
it. I don't want to say it in public.
I rolled a 5.
That's
Beats it.
That's so funny. So yeah, you hear Alan say, "Yeah, hundreds of people may die in response to the Arista talking about the Kingpin launching an assault on Tristram."
Atlan, don't worry, we won't let this come to pass. We just spent our money on an orphanage. This place needs to remain safe. That's our first.
I agree with your former sentiment, but your primary sentiment does not compute with. They're going to come up here. They're going to attack and destroy things, and the people up here on this level are going to fight back because they don't understand.
But as Aretha said, we just need to defeat the Kingpin before this comes to fruition.
Yes, we need to catch him while he's alone, if such a thing is
And
possible.
Atlin would go over what Priest Toxie has said to him about, the Kingpin has done some bad things, but he's employing people that are may or may not be innocent. Really, they're just half goblinoid or half orc or things like that. So I don't want to kill those people. My character does not want those people to die because
These thralls.
because the Kingpin, who's done a lot of bad things and should probably die, just because he is having them as his army, they shouldn't die. The Kingpin should die.
Yeah.
This is what my character's trying to convey.
Yeah, you're good.
The Kingpin should
Arisa,
die,
do these
but
thralls
the
still have
troops
any sort of
shouldn't
memory?
die.
There's a timer essentially. Upon creating the thrall, the soul begins to decay. After about a week of being a thrall, the soul entirely decays beyond recognition, beyond restoring. If you're able to use some kind of greater restoration on them before this time period, however, you could cure them and bring them back, at least to a weakened state of their regular power.
There's a way to starve
Tyrael,
them out.
Tyrael, do you know that if we were to kill the Kingpin, his thralls would cease?
If it's tied to the dark mage's magic, the way the way the strings normally work, when when the main string holder dies, the strings dissipate. So if all of these thralls are attached to him, the same way you reported the orcs were attached to that Urot fellow, and when he died, they all went back to being normal, it could be a sign that that could be the case. Yes.
So, we need to focus on the Kingpin. I would assume only the thralls fully under his control will be guarding him.
Is there a way to take him out?
There's
That's what we're here to discuss.
Assassination.
there is oh shit, battlefield.
Or
Battleship just
my
fell.
idea, one of my birdie tweeted to you, Vedagar, was let him attack under the premonition that he thinks that we're not prepared, but
Yeah, I
then
was
basically arrest him. His followers already know that we are going to accept them into New Tristram. They can live. The monster races, the hobgoblins, the goblins, the whatever monster races can live in New Tristram. But they're just, you know, following his orders so that we can arrest him.
Do I not understand what a thrall is? Like, is that what's happening right now? Like, isn't a thrall something
thrall is
that's
just like a slave.
completely?
Thrall's just like
Yeah,
a slave.
I was gonna say it's completely under the control. Like,
Not
you can't.
necessarily. A thrall, like for example, in Conan Exiles, you have thralls, which are just like your
They
slaves.
can make saves.
Yeah,
They can make saves.
yeah, they're not
So
entire.
maybe
At
I
a
just don't
certain
understand
point,
the
like I said, as Arisa said, at a certain point they lose all resemblance and all former what they used to be. Their souls decay beyond repair, but at a certain point they can still be brought back.
And Tyrael might be able to like invoke some sort of divinity energy to dispel some sort of enchantment effect.
Well, I mean, ask that in character.
That's what this meeting is composed of. Like, let's ask these questions.
I have
We're looking at Kadok being vampiric. We're inviting hundreds of orphans into our town, where we are trying to be the salvation place. So definitely Tyrael would be asked about these questions.
I don't know if I have enough holy energy left in me for a restoration of that mass. That is a lot of folks.
No, clearly, no. I wasn't asking of that. We tried
You speak of
restoration,
Tyrael as if he's not even here.
but I was speaking to Tyrael, sort of, maybe.
Yeah, you said him
Okay.
though,
So
instead of you.
So what's the plan? What are we doing?
We were talking about the Kingpin trying to come up to the surface, fighting his way up here, and I was talking about a way of um, least casualties possible.
Yeah, so as Arista was
Yo.
saying, we need to catch him when he's by himself. We need to get him alone.
Correct.
You told us that he's never alone. He's always on his pile of gold and bodies.
But that is
Arista.
except for when he sleeps.
Arisa, do you know of a way of getting to the Kingpin while he's alone?
The only time would be when he's sleeping, but Gorb, his brother, guards his bedroom while he sleeps. Gorb never
Sure.
sleeps. fucking
Is there a
nightmare
way to
creature.
draw Gorb out so that we can deal with him separately?
If a few of you were to head to the arena and to make a loud noise and attract his attention, his battle thirst, his lust for fighting would draw him there and leave his brother alone, and then maybe a few of the rest of you could fight him by yourselves, but it would be a split task.
That is a tall order, Arista.
I know, but
Out of character. Out of character. Splitting the party is never a good idea. In character, like, what do you guys think? Do you think we could do this?
I think
We do have many allies.
that consolidating the upper town and lower town is a priority. I
Right,
don't
which
think
is
that the
why we're here
kingpin.
speaking of this. Like, we also need to make sure that we ensure the safety of everyone up here.
I don't think
And
the
the safety.
kingpin should be allowed to be on the
yeah, of
surface
course.
or have an
Yeah,
establishment.
he needs to die.
But I
We're
think
all in
that a
agreement
lot
of
of the
that.
Yeah, we agree on that.
Yeah.
a lot of the people down there though should be allowed to.
Oh, speaking of this, Arista
Also
speaks.
agree on that. But
Arista speaks. You guys constantly mention you would like to connect the two towns, the underground and the overground, but I do not think you realize how much prejudice lies in the hearts of all of these people in Tristram, not just Priest Maxi. Though there is a solution. When you clear the fog, when the general has been killed and we're able to travel south, there is a town. It's an amazing place. I've been to it many times. If it still stands, which I don't know if it does, but it's called Border. It's a town between an entire village of goblins, orcs, and the kinds, and a city of humans and only humans. This town residing between these two locations allows all kinds of folks to live in harmony. Everyone lives coexisting happily. Though the other two towns, Grubnark and I forget the name of the human town. I've never actually visited it. I don't enjoy those kind of prissy people who simply spit in the faces of those who look different than them. So I never went there myself. But I've been to Grubnark in the shadows. But they're very prejudiced towns. The Goblin Village does not take kindly to any humanoids, and the humanoid village does not take kindly to any other race.
I appreciate your input, Arista, but I don't believe that has any bearing on what we're on defeating this
There's a
kingpin.
town of somewhere that these
Border.
dispersed races can enjoy.
Yes, Border. She says if you guys fell the kingpin and at least take him out so that no more people suffer, you can leave them down there for just a bit until you kill the general and you clear a path to Border. And once Border has been established, at least if it still stands, they can all live there peacefully. This place will never accept them. Tristram is too stuck in its ways. Too many people like Priest Maxi.
I agree. My character would agree with that sentiment and say, I don't think they
That-
will sometime soon accept monster races into their houses. If there's a place that you can all go, I would love to try to facilitate you finding a more comfortable place to live your perfectly acceptable lives.
So then maybe
I've
the
nothing
plan
against orcs and goblins, etc.
So then it seems the plan would be to fell the kingpin, and after that to let them reside down there for a bit until you are able to clear the fog by defeating the general. And then from there, if you would like, if the first goal is to head south, then you guys can go south to do that. But you know, there's a few other places you can also go. You guys also have never even thought to ask about the world outside of Sanctuary. So now that we're kind of talking about it, does any characters think to ask about that? You now know that south of here there is some kind of place called Border and a goblin orc city called Grubnark. And some kind of human prejudice city. But other than that, you don't really know anything about the outside world of Tristram, other than Tristram.
My character is definitely not thinking about that right now. Right now, I'm trying to fix the problems. One problem at a time.
Okay, everyone else? Alan?
Yeah,
Yoda?
Ellie.
I have questions
Go
for
ahead.
Tyrio. I think they would be better suited out of game.
Okay, that's fine.
So our main problem, I'm gonna speak up. Like our main problem right now,
Mhm.
get rid of him and get him to stop producing his army, stop cannibalizing the creatures. And they're not creatures; they're people. Sorry, my bad. I
Right.
misspoke.
No. So we have to stop this quote unquote invasion. Is there a way that we can? And this is what my character is expressing. Is there a way that we can take out the?
Yes, Arista just
Uh,
gave you a plan. She said that
Yeah.
while he sleeps is the only time he's alone, except for Gorb, who guards his door. If you were to lure Gorb out to the arena
but
and fight him, while the rest of you or a separate party were to go in and fight the Kingpin, that would be your best chance at getting him by himself.
my concern is that he has a bodyguard, and that we fought before in our dreams,
What was
so to
Gorb?
speak.
Yeah, Gorb.
That like destroyed us. So is
You
there a
actually managed
way
to
that
kill
we
Gorb.
can?
What are you talking about? You guys killed Gorb in the dream.
Is there a way that we can lure him out and have everybody that he thinks, like basically a double cross on his side? Um, Everybody he thinks is going to defend him is on our
Bad
side.
idea.
You mean send Arista down there to turn people?
No, 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 no. I am sorry to interrupt you, Alan, but I must speak. What if I use my summoning scroll for the guard of Thaddeus to call Gorb out while we kill the Kingpin, and then
He
once
stays
Gorb
by the
once
kingpin.
once once Gorb I'm Thaddeus said he was bigger and he was stronger, so he may be a seeming challenge for Gorb, although may not last very long. But if it at least gives us 30 seconds to attack the Kingpin while he's sleeping, no doubt, perhaps that might be a great distraction to be able to get the Kingpin by himself, kill him, and then when Gorb comes running, we may have to face him as well.
I think we can all agree this is a plan in progress. We have to figure out, is
I
that
believe
we
that
do we agree that our first priority now is the
Atlan. I'm sorry.
underground?
This is my idea for a plan.
Right. So we're making a plan for the underground uprising. That is our priority at this point in time.
Yeah.
Correct, Atlan.
Okay. Um, yes, I agree. Our first priority, and I told Priest Coxey that he was very nervous because he's the one who knows about all the things in the underground. He's very nervous about this situation as well, and I think that our presence in town
Priest
delays.
Coxey is aware of this as well.
Yes, he is. And
Interesting.
our presence in town, according to his information, is delaying the potential attack. The Kingpin is afraid of us. As long
Correct.
as
We
we're in
can't we
town,
can't sit on our laurels, Atlan. Unfortunately, we don't have that
I
luxury.
agree. I agree. But we need to use this information that he thinks that we're going when his he wants his attack to be when we're exhausted. Let's make him think that we are exhausted. But at the same time, we will not be exhausted and we'll be ready for his coup de grace.
How do you figure that's going to work?
Yes,
Um,
What's the plan?
Arisa turns to
What's
you,
the plan
Atlan,
for
and
that?
she's like, Atlan, I don't think you understand. He has an army of hundreds of thralls. Even if you were to take him at your peak, I still don't know if you could take not only him, but Gorb and Oliver and the thralls, and even maybe that Luca fellow. He disappeared recently. He hasn't been in the underground, but I have no idea what his motives are. He seems like a wild cannon. He might still be on the Kingpin's side, though it seems not, because the Kingpin was very angry the last I was there about Luca disappearing.
I understand your concerns, Arista. I know he has great power, and that's why we are very concerned. But if we can use the leverage of power that he thinks he has in our benefit, where, the thralls, those thralls are under his command. If we eradicate him, those thralls can't be commanded and therefore
Correct. That's the
are not a
plan.
concern.
Which is why the best idea is to assault
So
him at
what
night.
I'm suggesting, simply what I'm suggesting for brevity, is luring him into
no,
a trap.
no, forever. We're in conversation right now. Like, this is character
Luring him into a
conversation.
trap. I want him to come up to the surface, thinking that he has all these people behind him. At the same time, these people will understand that they will be accepted on the surface
But
and therefore defect, and he
No.
will
but to
be
do so,
forced
Atlan,
back down underground.
But Atlan, to do so, you're asking me to go down there and to try to turn people against the man who they fear
I
more
didn't
than
ask you to do
anything.
that.
Then
They are thralls.
how do
I
we
did
get
not
They
the
are
ask
people
you to
to
do
thralls.
side
that.
with
You
him?
have to understand.
Then how do we get
You
people to turn
understand they're
against him?
thralls.
I suggest perhaps myself or someone else could go down there and talk individually to certain people,
This, he
because there are living intelligent persons underground that may be persuaded, because he has all these thralls at his command, to fight alongside them. And I don't wish these innocent people to die. I would
I
accept
We
these
wouldn't
I
innocent
kill
people
see.
into
innocent
the
people.
trench.
We wouldn't
Atlan,
kill innocent people, but I do agree with you in one respect.
They're
Perhaps
fighting behind him because they think that they're not accepted on the surface. If they understood they were
no.
accepted,
I don't believe that's what the thralls are. The thralls are tortured souls.
the thralls are,
They've
yes,
been tortured.
they're controlled by a spell that the dark
about the
mage has
monster
taught
race,
them.
the half
Yes,
goblins
the
and the
other
half
ones, yes, the
hobgoblins,
regular
and
people.
and
Right.
and,
There are
and
regular
sort
people, and
of,
I do believe that actually your words do have merit. That perhaps maybe as an infiltration, we can go down there and incite the words of rebellion. So that when the time comes, if we find ourselves in a jam, perhaps the other residents that haven't yet been thralled will rise to our aid. I do agree with you on that.
Master Vadagar,
That,
Master Atlan.
but that might end up in their deaths. Keep that in mind.
Master Vadagar and Master Atlan, I also assume you're not aware of this, but he has guards constantly on the lookout for you heroes ever since, what was his name, that Tumnus fellow went down there and caused havoc, stealing a bunch of his thralls and killing a couple of his guards. He has extra
You-
lookouts looking for you all the time.
DM,
Yeah.
I just want to say, outside of character, I want to ask. Like, I thought they were in cahoots. Like last time you spoke, they were in cahoots. Like Mr. Tumnus and him were tight.
No, Mr. Tumnus, he is tight with the Dark Mage. He does not like Tumnus, however.
Okay, so I feel like I remember they did say that they, yeah, okay. We'll just, yeah, we'll roll with it.
Tumnus has been making drop-offs for the Dark Mage to the Kingpin, but Kingpin and Tumnus do not like. Tumnus doesn't give a fuck about the Kingpin. You know, he's just he's a chaotic, thief. But the Kingpin hates Tumnus, does not like him, and he remembers him to be a hero of Tristram, and he has extra lookouts now for your group because of the chaos he caused.
All right, just wanted to clarify because I remember.
Yeah,
I know we
Arista
were retconning. I know we were retconning stuff, so I just wanted to.
No, this is
clarify that
this is
point
what
for this
Tumnus actually
conversation.
no, this is what Tumnus actually did. No, Tumnus stole from the Kingpin and shit. Yeah, so him and the Kingpin are not.
All right, fair enough. All right, back to roleplay.
So I would talk to Arista about going back down and seeing how many people are for the Kingpin being the, president of New Tristram, versus coming out and revealing him as like the bad guy and showing that they are not, to be feared and untrusted. That it's, just because I'm a half goblin or a half hobgoblin, I'm not a bad guy, and they could be workers or parts of New Tristram.
I can tell you right now, I know the exact numbers of how many are for him and against him. The numbers are everyone is against him except for 3 people. Gorb, of course, his brother. Uh, the strange, freaky, flying fellow, Oliver. And lastly, his wife, Kilkari. She's a drow elf who she specializes in bloodmancing and demonic magic. She stands by his side quite often, fighting for him with her evil, sickening magic.
Arisa, do you believe that perhaps it's not the Kingpin creating the thralls, but perhaps his wife?
No, the thralls are 100% the magic of the dark mage. They're not from Kilkari. Her magic is different. It's
So, if they are the magic of the Dark Mage, then killing the Kingpin won't solve anything.
no, they're tied to him. Those strings that you showed me that to look for, that magic that I am supposed to attune to, all of the thralls are attached to him. Just like how you described those orcs were attached to that General Urad that Tyriel was talking about a minute
So
ago.
we know that we know a lot about the Kingpin, but what do we know about Kilkari?
There's not much I can tell, sadly. She's an elf. She's a bloodmancer. She constantly is playing with blood floating around her fingertips. And she's a psychopath. She kills and eats people raw for fun.
What was the name?
Kilkari.
Kilkari.
I'll label her.
AI.
I'll label it. Killakari.
Sounds like somebody I want to meet.
Her name is
So
now labeled in the
you
the
don't
underground
you don't
legend.
know of this woman and her powers. But it sounds like she might be contributing to them from my perspective.
I don't believe
Yes, we
so,
need.
but it could be a possibility. Of course.
Interesting. Do you know her whereabouts and her movements?
She resides next to the Kingpin on a table of gold that he stole for her from some lord a while back before this war re-embarked.
So, if we were to deal with the Kingpin while he was sleeping, then we have to also deal with Kilkari?
No, no. They do not sleep together. They cannot stand each other. They simply are married because they both acknowledge each other as powerful.
Interesting.
She sleeps on the same gold bed that she always is lying on. She never leaves
Is
it.
there a chance that we may be able to sway Kilkari to attack the Kingpin, and then once he's defeated,
Into our
we can attack
favor.
her?
I agree.
She is obsessed with power. If you offered her the chance to grow stronger, or something along the lines to make her, I don't know. She is
So
a lustful
she is
person.
vain like a dragon.
Indeed, that is why he took her as his wife. She is the only mortal creature that the Kingpin has ever acknowledged as being even close to the dragon kind like himself.
Well, by mortal, is she
She's an elf.
what race?
She's an elf.
So she lives well beyond his years.
No, he's a dragon. He's a dragon.
However, Atlan, keep in mind that she might also be a dragon.
She's not a dragon. She is an elf.
Don't tell us that, DM.
At
You
least-
don't we've had
did.
our
No,
information.
He already
and-
did.
Arista just said that she is the only mortal that he has ever seen as being akin to a dragon like
A
himself.
dragon, even a thief, a dragon can confuse.
It's been done.
A dragon hiding that she's a dragon from another dragon. Okay, guys, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it, guys. Who fucking knows?
Well, I know you've ruined it now, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's
You
my
guys know
character
he's a dragon.
would
You guys
believe.
know Kingpin's a dragon. Why would a dragon
right.
hide
But
that they're
maybe
a
he's
dragon
dumb
from another
dragon, and
dragon?
she's a smart dragon. I
He's
don't know.
not a dumb dragon. He's just a
he's
fucking
a-
psychopath. Oh, he's also inbred beyond belief. He's not a true dragon. He's an inbred dragon.
My character's objective was to try to quell the uprising.
Right, but it's not really an uprising when they're thralls, right?
Yeah.
So like the thralls will do whatever.
It seems
their
like we've got a
masters tell
plan.
them.
I'm trying to mitigate the fact that the monster races feel like they can't be a part of nutrition. They live
Right, but
underground.
that revolves around Priest Maxi, not the king.
It doesn't necessarily have to revolve around Priest Maxi. It's about the public opinion.
Which that's not changing. You're gonna. That's why I had Arista inform you.
And
of,
they're
of
not going to
outside
be
lore.
happy if all the monsters come up and try to kill them. That's
So-
not going to make it okay.
So the plan
So
is to
I'm
kill the
trying-
Kingpin when he's asleep.
I feel like that's like the
And
main.
the monsters live underground, and we live upstairs.
No,
Okay.
we don't end it there. But that's the first step.
Yeah, and then
Alan,
from there
Our
you
first
guys
step
can
to
go.
try to minimize
Yes.
the death.
So
of
what my
kindred-
plan
the death
was-
of people.
My plan was to send Arista back down into the
I will not
Outlaws
do that. I will not
Refuge
ask her to do that.
and have her talk to the persons so that when the Kingpin comes up and thinks he has an army behind him, they all put down their weapons and we have the Kingpin, surrounded basically. He's stuck. We take him out and have the monster races live freely among us.
Arista walks up to you, Atlan, and she says, Atlan, I am not going down there to talk to the people who have the most fear in their hearts of a man who could literally eat them alive into trying to sway them into betraying him. That simply will get me killed. Rather, we should take care of him ourselves and leave them to be.
So you're suggesting that we sneak up on a dragon in the middle of the night while he's quote unquote sleeping? Do dragons even sleep?
Yes, of course
You
dragons
don't
sleep.
have any.
I think, Arisa says, and she turns to Tyrael, and Tyrael nods his head, yes, dragons do sleep.
Tyrael's down in the criminal's refuge?
No, but Tyrael's fought a dragon before.
Sorry. That's where I'm looking. That's where my screen is.
No,
Sorry.
Tyrael and Arisa, Arisa looked at Tyrael
We're in our
asking,
meeting room.
yeah,
Yep,
Arisa
sorry.
looked at Tyrael asking
Atlan.
him if he sleeps, if dragons sleep, and
That-
Tyrael says,
yeah.
yes, dragons sleep.
I will chime in. I'll say, Atlan. Again, I want the least amount of bloodshed possible for innocent people. This seems like our best course. We need to rid ourselves of this kingpin.
Sneak in and kill a
Oh.
dragon in his sleep.
Hey, how else are you gonna kill a dragon?
Where there's no better way.
How else do you kill a dragon? Let's be fair. Let's be real here.
Do you want him on his full alert? On
I don't
guard?
know. I don't know
ready
wizard
to attack?
spells so well, but isn't polymorph just an illusion, and therefore,
No,
you know,
polymorph's
if
not an
he's-
illusion. You actually shapeshift your body.
if he's shape shifting into a human, you would have
No.
to kill the human and then the dragon.
No, that's not how dragons shape. Dragons have
No,
shape
that's
change.
that's how druidic.
I'm talking in
wild shape
character.
works.
Yeah, no.
Are we?
Yeah, so Tyrael turns to you,
We have to
Atlan.
draw the line when we're talking players and when we're talking
Yeah,
characters.
Tyrael turns
My
to you,
character
Atlan.
does not understand.
Yeah, Tyrael turns to you, Atlan, and he says, no, dragons, they don't have to polymorph themselves into humans or do any innate magic. It's simply a thing that they've been granted innately. They are able to change their shape, similar to how some of the angels,
Shapeshifter.
similar to how some of the angels can change into animals, and like how that fellow Valerius, before he passed, mentioned that his gods would turn into animals to mess with humans. The angels and dragons can do similar things. They can change their shape freely to communicate with other races. Dragons' favorite forms being the humanoid form. So killing a
I look
dragon
into
in its
Tyro's
humanoid form
eyes.
would kill it.
I look into Tyro's eyes and I imagine I don't even need to roll an insight. He's telling me the truth. And I try to comprehend, my character tries to comprehend what he's telling me, and he kind of steps back and succeeds to what the party and Tyro, etc., decide.
Okay. All right. Well,
So
I
game
mean,
plan.
yeah, game plan.
Game
We got.
now that we have an agreeable game plan. Now that we have a game plan. So the game plan is going to be what? We're going to use the scroll that I got from Thaddeus to summon a strong guard to lure out his bodyguard while he's sleeping. Wake him.
It seems that would be the plan.
Arista, how would this not wake him? Like, how would having someone challenge him in the arena not wake the Kingpin?
You don't understand Gorb's lust for battle. The Kingpin's bedchamber is 4 stories underneath the arena, and Gorb can still hear the cry and calls for battles from that distance. You don't have to worry, the Kingpin will not be able to hear it.
Interesting. And I look at my summoning talisman. Do I think that I can leave it somewhere and call it forth when I need it?
Yeah, you realize you can you can put imbue some of your magic and like on a time, like a delayed effect, to like kind of like activate within a certain time period.
Second question. How long do you think it would take us to reach that? Because if as I'm holding this talisman and thinking about this, I can only delay this for a certain amount of time.
Mm.
If I were to do so and encounter an issue, that would really throw things out of whack. I want to make sure that we understand this very well.
She walks up to you and she says, Vanagar, this is the first time I've had rather good news for you. And she holds up her hand and she clenches her fist as all of you, Shepard, Atlan, Tyrael, Gadok, and Vanagar, are cloaked in an invisibility, like just a layer of invisibility. And she says, this is how we get past him. You simply you put the talisman down, imbue however much time we need. We make it down there and we step to the side to avoid him, and you have, once it activates, he'll walk right past us without even noticing us, and then we can walk right into the Kingpin's chambers.
So we're going to put a lot of faith in it. That was amazing. That ability was amazing. So, Lightning Wing, did you see this?
Lightning Wing just kind of tilts its head, like kind of, huh?
Fucking bird. Stronger than I think. All right, Arisa. We're going to put our life in your... If everyone's on board. I look over at Gadok. I look over at Atlan, who's right now like backed up in defeat a little bit. I kind of like make a little bit of a sad face because I don't like him being like that. All right. So if we were to put our lives in your hand, guarantee you can get there uninhibited.
I can guarantee it.
All right. I feel like I've known you long enough now that. So, I hold the scroll out of my hand again.
And retconning for second Vatigar. When you look at Alan, he's not defeated by you. He's defeated in general because he's confused about, we talked earlier about his position with and the things that went on right before the summoning, right? So he just kind of is following the flow of what Tyrell is asking us to do.
And with that, we are going to wrap up today's session. Thank you guys all so much for watching. And if you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, drop a subscription, and please tune in to the live stream. The streamathon's still going, 479 hours so far, about to hit that 500-hour mark. And please tune in for the next session, Fridays for the Friday session, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, here on Sundays, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And as always, I have been your host, D&D Laughter, the D&D Orphan. And thank you guys all for coming out. Say goodbye, everybody.
Take
Bye,
care.
everybody.
And I will see all of you beautiful people another day. Peace out.